gang.
Well, let's go down to the field to the third member of our broadcast team. Rodney Berry is with the athletic director of the Socastee Braves, Josh Vinson.
Hey guys, it's TGIF-NR. Thank God it's Friday Night Rivals, and we're here with Josh Vinson, who's the athletic director, and appreciate you having us tonight, sir.
Yes, sir. We really appreciate y'all being here tonight. It's a big night here. We're dedicating our field to the Renfro family, dedicating our field house to Dr. Browning, who was our former principal, and we're inducting two members into the Socastee Hall of Fame, Jason Radicke, who was a wrestler, and Walker Harwell, who was a swimmer. So it's a big night. And on top of that, pretty big football game.
Outstanding. You know, it's a great atmosphere tonight. Look, you guys had a facelift here just, 2 years ago?
Yes, sir. 2 years ago, basically came in and just demolished everything other than the home side. So new visiting bleachers, new turf, new track, new fencing, new windscreens courtesy of the Citizens Bank. I mean, came in here and just really did a facelift. Horry County Schools has really invested in our student athletes. Booster Club spent a lot of money in that weight room. So this is, while the footprint's the same, if you have not been here in a while, it will look totally different.
Well, there's a lot of activity, so it looks like the students are really engaged here.
We've got, today was a pep rally. We had blackout for the theme. We got pajama theme for the student section. We got vendors. We've got coffee. We've got Bojangles. ROTC's here tonight doing a military appreciation. We sort of joke, this place is sort of like Vegas. It never, ever sleeps.
Seems like we got a pretty busy athletic director tonight, huh?
I have put on a few steps today. So hopefully I've shed a few pounds.
Good deal. Appreciate you spending time with us. Well, here's the good part, sir.
Yes, sir.
We've got some great partners in Conway Medical Center, and they sent us here to give you this big old check. They believe in academics and athletics, and they show it by this big check of $500.
And we really appreciate it. They become the official sports medicine partner of Socastee High School, and they have been nothing but great partners.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time, and thank you, Conway Medical Center. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Rodney, and thank you to Josh Vinson. He is the athletic director here now. The previous athletic director is being honored here tonight, Tim Renfro. We'll talk about that. Of course, the principal is Jeremy Rich, does a great job for the Socastee community. And the previous principal, Dr. Paul Browning, also being honored here tonight. We'll tell you more about that when we come back. It is the Socastee Braves and the St. James Sharks on Friday Night Rivals. It's Conway Medical Center, and it's sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
CMC Orthopedics has the team you need to keep you on the move. These specialists in sports medicine, joint replacement, shoulder and elbow, hand and wrist, hip and knee, foot and ankle, spine care, and comprehensive pain management use the latest technologies and advanced treatments. Nationally recognized and fellowship trained at some of the top hospitals in the country, CMC Orthopedics helps your family live happier, healthier lives. CMC Orthopedics, medicine in motion.
Clogged drains can interrupt your day, and they can be expensive. But did you also know they can be a smelly health hazard that causes waste to back up into your home? Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. We are your plumbing experts. We can unclog your drains, help get rid of that smell, and do it in a way that'll save you time and money. Call us today and keep your pipes flowing.
Benjamin Franklin is the punctual plumber.
If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
When it comes to protecting the environment, we're all on the same team. Horry County Solid Waste Authority has a game plan for protecting tomorrow's environment today. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Visit solidwasteauthority.org for more information. The Horry County Solid Waste Authority is protecting tomorrow's environment today. Do your part to help reduce pollution caused by waste. Just remember these 3 words: reduce, reuse, recycle. Visit solidwasteauthority.org for more helpful information.
You might have seen our signs in your neighborhood. We're not just your local roofer, we're your neighbors too. We understand how important your home is to you, and we're here to protect it. Hurricane season brings heavy wind and rain and can cause major damage to your roof. We'll have our experts inspect your roof so you can be prepared for the storm ahead.
We're the cutest roofing inspectors in town.
We stand by our promises. We'll prove it to you.
Stadium at Socastee High School. We're going to talk about the Renfro Family Field and the Dr. Paul Browning Fieldhouse dedications a little bit later in the broadcast. St. James won the toss. They elected to receive. And, Coach, time for the Mr. Sparky keys to the game.
Yeah, it's real simple, Alan. It's about number 2. The quarterback on each side has carried the offenses for both St. James and for Socastee. And how those guys deliver tonight is going to be dependent on how their offense moves. So I really think that we're going to see one of those guys make a difference in the game.
Alon Levy has teed it up at the 40-yard line, going from right to left. St. James in the all-white from head to toe. Socastee in the home gold with black numbers and black helmets. And Levy with only a 2-step drop. High kick, it's short. It's going to be caught and brought down, but he is hit immediately. Bang! Jay Shropshire on the return out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, and that looked to be David Cavalli that initiated that contact then. But nonetheless, obviously they did not want to kick it deep because they had the potential of doing that. And I guess they didn't want the return guy to get the ball in his hands.
Jay Shropshire is the starting wide receiver. The Horry County Solid Waste Authority starting lineups. Connor Schwalm is the quarterback, number 2, as Coach said, and Isaiah Brown is behind him. They're going to hand off, though, to Keandre Haynes, and Haynes is knocked down in the backfield.
And that tackle is by William Hall, who is a nose guard. Now, I watched Socastee's defense just now, and they look like they're playing 5 people, like in essence playing with a free safety and 2 half split safeties. And what they'll do is they'll roll that free safety down in the box, or they'll roll both half safeties down in the box, give you a cover 2, cover 3 look.
Sharks split 3 receivers wide to the bottom of your screen. Quarterback drops, fires a slip screen out to Baylor Tibbetts, and Tibbetts is dropped.
Yeah, he's dropped by Bollinger, and he didn't take any time of getting him down in. It's actually a 2-yard loss, so we're looking at 3rd and 12, Alan.
Wow. Braves. St. James starters at wide receiver, Baylor Tibbetts and Jace Leninger join Jay Shropshire and Cooper Kelly. Along the front line, it's Alex Strubling, Lake Grantham, Hayes Cochran, J.T. Floyd, and Ryan Dietz. This is 3rd and long for the Sharks. 2-step drop. Now he's going to roll out of there. He is their top receiver, or the top runner, and he fumbles the football, and Socastee's going to cover it up deep in Sharks territory.
Yeah, that was big, and that was covered up by Jaden Thomas then. And, you know, he just they were chasing him back there, and the ball just popped out of his hand.
Yep.
And, you know, one of the things when you look at the statistics on these 2 teams, the one issue that Swam has had is turning over that football. He is a great competitor, a great quarterback, but he's been apt to putting it on the ground, and he did so here. Now, it looks like they must have called him down, Alan, because they're punting the football.
Oh, that ball came out before he was down,
That is a big break for St. James, nonetheless.
That ball was way out before he hit the ground. That is a terrible call by the officials, but Socastee's going to get great field position anyway. It's going to be returned by Jonathan Goswick. Goswick takes it inside the 40, close to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good return by Goswick, and he had some good people peeling out and picking up the blocks for him there. I thought, by the way, too, it was a very good punt.
Let's look at the offense for the Socastee Braves on the Horry County Solid Waste Authority starting lineups. Jonathan Goswick, who just returned that, is the starting wide receiver, along with Kadir Scott. You'll see him get the ball both on the ground and through the air. And Hayes Hardwick is the other wide receiver. The tight end is Josh Brown. And the front line is Ryan Kinsella. The guards are William Hall and Walter Duran. The other tackle is Amari Nicholson. And the center is Yoshi Siegel. And Siegel is starting at center for the first time, and Rocco Wojcik threw a strike that should have been caught but was not.
Yeah, Caden O'Keefe dropped that one in, but I tell you, Rocco threw the ball on the money. It looked like just a slant right down the middle, and nonetheless he split the safeties.
Yeah, Caden O'Keefe is the starting running back, but he lined up in the slot, and it would have come back anyway. Socastee had an illegal man downfield, so that's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be 2nd down and 20.
Yeah, and in some cases, Alan, they will stick a running play and a passing play together, and the quarterback has the option to give the ball or throw it, and that's often when those linemen get downfield.
Check that 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15 with 3 receivers to the near side. They send Scott in motion. Thought about giving it to him, but they hand off up the middle to O'Keefe instead, and O'Keefe only gets about 2. So it's going to be 2nd down and 13.
And that tackle is made by Logan Marsh. He's had 35 tackles on the year and 1 tackle for loss for the Sharks.
Caden O'Keefe, that's his 23rd carry of the season. He now has 53 yards on the year, has scored 1 touchdown on the ground. He also has 3 catches, should have had 4, because that first one was right in his hands.
Yes, it was. Of course, they brought it back anyway, Alan.
Yep, that's right. And now we have flags again, this time pre-snap, Coach.
And I think what you're going to find, I'm not sure they had enough people on the ball. We'll see.
Pre-snap penalties, coaches, it just drives you crazy, doesn't it?
Well, absolutely. They don't drive you as crazy as a post-snap after you scored a touchdown, though.
It's true. That's another 5-yarder. So instead of 2nd and 13, it's going to be 2nd and 18. And the defense for the St. James Sharks and the Horry County Solid Waste Authority starters on the front are Hayes Cochran, Josh Sterling, Royce O'Toole, 2nd-year starter there, and Logan Marsh at the end position. The linebackers are Ryan Largan. As the quarterback throws, he's got a man open, it's caught. That is Josh Brown. He is the top receiver on the team, his 32nd catch of the season, and it's close to a 1st down. He's going to be maybe a yard and a half short.
And he was brought down by Hill, number 3. And, again, Alan, I think this game is going to be so dependent on the quarterback.
Wait a minute, another penalty. Oh, no, don't let us get into this again. Please, Lord, let's not get into this again.
Well, you know, hey, you got a lot. This is a big game. You got 2 football teams here that really, really want to beat each other, and you're going to have high emotions early on.
All right, that's another 5-yard penalty, so it's 2nd down and 23. At the 50, or just inside the 50-yard line of St. James, their side of the field. Empty backfield. They throw the middle screen, and it's dropped, intended for Caden O'Keefe.
Yeah, and that was number 52, Royce O'Toole, and he did a great job reading that. Actually, on that, he should be rushing the passer, but he saw it, and he peeled back off and made the play before the ball even got there. So it puts him in a 3rd and long situation, and I think Wojcik has no option here but to go down the field.
Rocco Wojcik, 6'2", 190-pound junior starting quarterback for the Braves. But the linebackers for the Sharks are Ryan Largan, Baylor Tibbetts, and Isaiah Brown. The corners are Josh Harnish and Keandre Haynes. Quarterback running for his life, chased by 2 Sharks, throws it downfield. It's caught, but I believe he's out of bounds.
Yeah, and they dialed up a stunt coming off the edge, and then did a great job with it because they didn't allow Wojcik to set his feet, and he had to throw the ball under duress and really didn't have much to throw to. So it's going to force the 2nd punt of this game.
And Wojcik is the punter for the Braves as well, so you may see some misdirection from time to time back there, but not when it's 4th down and 23.
I was getting ready to say you might see it, but I doubt it right now.
Not at 4th and 23, back at your 50. And timeout on the field with them. No score. We've played almost 3 minutes, actually 3 minutes and 5 seconds, and we'll have more from Brave Stadium when we return to the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals, Mr. Sparky.
Hello everybody, Cecil Chandler from Myrtle Beach Hyundai. What do you look for when you're buying a new car? Low interest rates? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has it. The best warranty? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has it. Top-notch service? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has it. Great gas mileage? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has that too. So what are you waiting on? Come on down to the new luxury Myrtle Beach Hyundai and test drive a 2023 Hyundai. Remember, here at Myrtle Beach Hyundai, we treat you like family.
At HTC, we're here to keep you connected across our area. Here to provide solutions that fit your needs. Here to make it easy to switch. Here to build real connections in our community. Here to help you save with a bundle that fits your needs. And most importantly, we're here to keep you connected to what matters most in your life. Connect to HTC today to get the largest fiber optic network in the area and one of the fastest starting speeds.
Back at Brave Stadium and Renfro Family Field. Coach, you were just waving at Suzanne Renfro, the wife of Tim Renfro, the longtime athletic director here. Suzanne was a counselor here at Socastee for 14 years. And tonight they are dedicating this field in the name of the Renfro family, and they have been really instrumental in the development of this athletic department for the last 30 years.
Well, no doubt about it. Tim, and we get a snap over his head, and that's going to be costly because he have no option. He's going to try to kick that ball, and he does.
Look at Wojcik. What a kick!
And he does, and that is a heck of a kick on the run. That's just athleticism right there, Alan. We do have a flag down back here, so let's see what that is. I can't imagine.
Yeah, that's likely against the Braves, but of course Tim Renfro coached the only 2 undefeated seasons here as the head football coach, as his son was the quarterback, now playing for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'll tell you, there's only 3 people in that family that have any good looks, and that's Suzanne and Chelsea and Joy.
Yes.
All of the boys are bad, ugly, but nonetheless, it is well-deserving. Coach Renfro has coached here or been the athletic director for 32 years. Suzanne, his wife, has worked here in guidance for 14 years, and then all of their children, which would include Ayers, Chelsea, Jordan, Hunter, Cole, and Joy, all of them were star athletes here at Socastee High School in some capacity or the other. So they've made a great contribution over the years, and I can't think of anybody more deserving.
Blocking the back on that kick, and Ben Hampton was out on the field, and now that is Ben too. Again, he was very adamant that that was not a penalty, or shouldn't have been, since the play was blown up. The center snapped it over, and it is a new center tonight for Socastee. Yoshi Spiegel is filling in for an injured center, and he snapped it way over the head of the punter.
And I can tell you, Alan, that one change of the long snapper is the toughest thing to get right. When you put a guy in there that might be good at it but has never done it before, you don't know what you're going to get. Again, let's see how Connor Shaum does here. He comes in and knowing that he's got to be a big part of this offense. And so it'll be interesting to see if he does kind of take charge and make some things happen, not only in the passing game, but also in the running game.
Hunter Sperlin brings in the play, gives it to him directly. Connor Schwalm, 78 of 124 on the year, 833 yards passing, and 8 touchdowns. He's also accounted for 9 touchdowns on the ground, but he hands off to Isaiah Brown this time. Brown just shakes and bakes his way for about 8 yards, maybe 9, to midfield.
Yeah, and that tackle was made by Goodwin, the middle linebacker, and I thought that he looked real good running that football then. He had some good shake about him, and I think he's healthy for the first time in a little while.
Isaiah Brown, that's his 87th carry on the season. 465 yards, add 8 to it. 2nd down and 2.
Isaiah also plays linebacker for them.
They'll hand it to him again. He's going to pick up the 1st down, but that's it.
I'm not sure he got it, Alan. We'll see where that spot takes it.
He got to the 49. They're going to a right foot, left foot spot here. Let's see, Coach.
Yeah, I think you're right, Alan. He barely got it.
Hey, Myrtle Beach Hyundai. Remember, no games, no gimmicks, just good deals at Myrtle Beach Hyundai, and that's a Myrtle Beach Hyundai 1st down for the Sharks.
It will be a 1st down for the Sharks.
1st and 10 at the 49. In plus territory now. Twin receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Make it trips to the top. Single setback, out of the pistol. Rolling that way, Connor Schwalm. To his left, fires kind of side-armed and had an open receiver, but
yeah, he was off balance a little bit. Yeah. He was drifting to the left and trying to throw that ball, and really it was a difficult throw for him. and typically you got to get your shoulders back facing the line of scrimmage.
And that was Connor Barton, who was the intended receiver. Let's look at the Horry County Solid Waste Authority Socastee defense. Kind of a strange one here, Coach. A 3-3-5 or 3-3-6, if you will. 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs. So,
yeah, and what they're doing is really nice. They basically, a lot of people would call this a nickel defense simply because they've got an extra defensive back inserted, and I think they feel the way they're throwing that football, they can get from a cover 3 to a cover 2 real quick. That tackle then was made by 44 Goodwin and 26 Cavalli.
As Brown just bulled his way ahead for 6 yards. That nickelback is Jonathan Goswick. The other safeties are Daniel DeVoe and Braden Bollinger. The corners are Kadir Scott and Johnny Singleton. The linebackers are Craig Bushong, Ethan Godwin, and David Cavalli.
And it looks like Connor Shaw may have picked up one of the early first downs. I don't think we've seen a first down yet, have we, Alan?
That's a second in a row. That's our second in a row. Josh Brown.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise in this drive, we haven't seen a first down.
Yeah, Josh Brown picked it up at the 49-yard line, and now they picked up the second in a row as Connor Shaw, or make that Schwalm. I want to say Connor Shaw all night long. You watch. Former Gamecock quarterback Connor Schwalm picks up the first down, 2 in a row. Myrtle Beach Hyundai first downs. Here's the jet sweep. Handoff to make that Cooper Kelly, and Kelly's going to get a whole bunch of yards out of this one.
And he gets knocked out of bounds in by Johnny Singleton, number 10. And really, what I see them doing here, Alan, is working the game both horizontally and vertically. You can see the run here. They just stretch them horizontally, and he found a seam on the outside.
Great lead block by Isaiah Brown out there to open up about 10 more yards. So it's going to be 1st and 10 inside the 20. Red zone action on the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down. Isaiah Brown is going to be pulled down from behind by the Braves as a great pursuit from the weak side.
Yeah, that was a great play then. He came off that backside edge, and most of the time people will get depth when they come off that edge clean, but he flattened it out, and that's the reason he was able to make that play on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
We're approaching the midway point of the first quarter, no score. St. James with the football, though, knocking on the door inside the 20. 2nd down and 10. Twin receivers right, one to the boundary, but he brings a man in motion. That's a second jet sweep again to Cooper Kelly. Kelly looking for a hole, finds one for about 6.
And he gets down pretty close to the first down, Alan. He certainly put him in good position. They're looking at about a 3rd and 3. And depending on the kicker, I think they'd want to get this one in the end zone if possible.
Yeah, so we'll call it 3rd and a long 3, almost a 7-yard pickup by Cooper Kelly. They'll run that jet sweep all night long.
Yeah, and I think what you're going to see them work that jet sweep and then try to pop one up the middle.
Single setback out of the pistol. Twin receivers right and left. He's got Kelly in motion again, but he gives to Brown up the middle. Brown is going to be short of the first down. Has to get down to around the 8. He's at the 9, so it'll be 3rd and very short here.
Yeah, but they're in good place because it's actually 4th down, Alan. They're in a good spot, and you can see right now they think touchdowns are going to need to win this game.
Yep.
And really, with that D&D, you got to have enough confidence to go for it. Now, I think what you're going to see here, I think you're going to see the quarterback Schwalm involved in this play because a read play is always good in this type of situation since you don't need a whole lot of yardage.
And he is their top rusher. And he sends Cooper Kelly in motion again, but he hands off to Brown. He's got the first down and more. He's pushing the pile to the 2, to the 1. Is he in? Touchdown, St. James, and he never stopped driving forward, keeping those legs moving, and he pushed about 10 people into the end zone with him.
And, of course, his offensive linemen helped him out tremendously. They got in there, and you can see the scrum going on. They just basically, it's a matter of will right there, and they just pushed him in the end zone.
Calling this in college, Coach, the tush push. They had the big guys get in behind him and pushed him into the end zone, which is legal now.
Absolutely, and I like that rule. I tell you, the way it was, it kind of took something away from the game.
Here's the extra point, and it is a blast right down Broadway, and it's St. James on top first with 4:51 to play in the first quarter. You're watching the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals, powered by Mr. Sparky.
Robinson Community College offers over 80 programs of study, from mechatronics
To surgical technology.
to welding. Our short-term training programs lead to long-term careers in healthcare, industry, cybersecurity, and more. Start, achieve, become. Robinson Community College. Register for fall 2023 today. Visit robinson.edu for more details.
Aprende inglés gratis en RCC.
Guys, I think it might actually be warmer outside.
Sorry, the heat pump went out.
Dude, you've got to call Carolina Cool. For real.
Hi folks, Verlin Wolf at Carolina Cool. If your heat pump isn't giving you the comfort you deserve, turn to the experts with Carolina Cool and Carrier. Let us turn your home into a comfort zone before the next field goal.
Carolina Cool! Carolina Cool!
That's cool.
Dr. Jason Sharp, orthopedic medicine, sports medicine, joins us now from CMC. A lot of student athletes come to see you in terms of injuries. What can they expect if they come to see you in terms of trying to heal them properly to get them back to playing again?
So our goal is to keep all the athletes on the field. We try to get them in as soon as possible. If they're injured in the morning, we try to get them in the same day if possible, if not the next day. So we're getting them in as soon as possible in order to make sure that we are diagnosing the issue to either start them into rehab or get them where they need to go as fast as they need to get there.
And you do a really good job of making sure they stay on the field in terms of, timetable.
Exactly. So it's not necessarily if you're injured, you're out. It's if you're injured, what can we do to keep you involved, keep you a part of the team, and keep you going as far as being with your team.
St. James Sharks strike first, 7-0, under 5 minutes to play in the first quarter here at Braves Stadium. Tonight's closed captioning is exclusively brought to you by the Bath Fitters.
And Alan, one of the things that I wanted to mention here was that Socastee has allowed only 96.5 yards passing per game. However, they've also allowed 239 yards rushing per game and 21 rushing touchdowns. So I think that's the reason that Coach told me before the game that his goal was to have some good long drives in this game, and he felt like that's what would make them successful.
And St. James approaches and kicks off. Thank you tonight to Conway Medical Center for donating $500 each week to the host school, and our total to local schools this year will receive $5,000. And that touchdown run by Brown was a Carolina Cool touchdown. And that's cool, and it's 7-0 for the St. James Sharks. And the ensuing kickoff is down right at the 35, so neither team, and it was a false start. But Socastee's going to take the penalty and start at the 35.
Yeah, and, it'll be interesting. I think Socastee needs to at least flip the field here. It would be good that they would go down and score, but they got to flip the field and put St. James in some bad field position.
Rocco Wojcik out of the single back pistol, and he drew St. James offside, so that'll be 5 yards to their good out to the 40. I'm Ellen Smothers along with Coach Chuck Jordan. Our sideline reporter is Rodney Berry. Our statistician is Paul Gable. And tonight we've got our spotter is Deshaun Mayhews. How you doing, Deshaun? Everything good? You like this? Good job. Here you go, Coach. 1st and 5 from the 40. Rocco Wojcik in the backfield with Caden O'Keefe.
And they want to check defense out.
Three receivers to the bottom.
They're getting some cover 3 and also some man free. So I think Socastee wants to take a little bit of time to look at it.
He sent Kadir Scott in motion. Now he pitches to him. Coming this way to the 45. He breaks a tackle to the 50 and then lays the wood to one of the defensive backs to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10, Socastee. That's a Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down.
Yeah, and that was Kadir Scott, and that was an impressive run then. Not only did he use a lot of leverage and got outside, but he laid his pads out in the end. That tackle was made by Haynes and also Nathan Hill. Nashawn Hill.
Yeah, Nashawn got the worst of that one.
He absolutely did.
Here's a short gain out of the backfield by Caden O'Keefe, about 2 yards. Caden on the year has only played in 5 games and only picked up 51 yards coming in, so he's kind of their short yard back. Coach.
Yeah,
he's not going to get a lot.
Yeah, and the tackle then was Hayes Cochran and also Baylor Tibbetts. But I think what Socastee does here is going to be real important. You can see that they are trying. Now that was a great job. Then they left the nose guard. And I thought that Wojcik did a great job of avoiding that and getting the ball outside.
Play action slip screen to Kadir Scott, and Scott picks up another Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down for the Braves.
And the tackle was made by a corner and a linebacker. And when those guys have to make the tackles, it usually means you're getting a little bit of yardage.
And you don't want to leave Kadir Scott that open because he's going to hurt you.
No doubt about it. He is certainly athletic and can make things happen. You could see that in the one run he had a little earlier.
Rocco Wojcik has been knocked out of the Braves lineup for each of the 3 years he's been the starter. He's been the starter since his freshman year, and Kadir Scott's the guy they bring in to replace him.
Yes, and Alan, I can't believe you said that.
Here's the jet, and they're going to. So you think I'm jinxing him, Coach?
Well, that's my suggestion. Now, I thought that St. James did a great job playing that. They were trying to run the speed sweep, and that play was made by both Isaiah Brown and Josh Sterling then.
They're going to bring in Brandon Green. He's only got 3 inches on the year, but he'll split wide to the right. In the slot is Jonathan Goswick, along with...
And we're in 4-down territory here, Alan, so they can pretty much keep the playbook open for at least the next 2 snaps.
2nd and 11, avoids the rush, going to take off with it himself. Rocco Wojcik pushed out of bounds. They're going to say at the 32. I thought he got inside the 30.
Yeah, he was pushed out of bounds by Isaiah Brown then.
It's only a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, it didn't look like much. It looked like more from up here, but he was so deep when he started to run, it really wasn't as much as it looked. This is a big down for Socastee. I think that they're probably in 4-down territory right now, but nonetheless, they need to pick up 5 or 6 here to make the 4th down a doable down for them.
They got a pair of receivers to the top and the bottom, and now Wojcik looks to the sideline to get confirmation on the play call. He'll change it. He's got Caden O'Keefe beside him to his right. Out of the pistol, takes the snap, looks deep. He's got a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Socastee. That is Kadir Scott. He got behind the defender, and when he's got that much room and the passes on the money, he's going to roll it in.
We see on the camera right here, I hope we can get an idea, get a look at that free safety, but he looked left and went left, and he just basically got behind the deep coverage, and that's a no-no.
33-yard touchdown pass on the Carolina Cool TD. It's cool, and the Braves are a PAT pending from tying the ball game.
Yes, and these little early kicks can be real important and can be problematic later on. So it's good to see that they make it. I always hated chasing that 1 point, Alan.
Levy splits the pipes, and we are even again at 7 with 2:33 to play in the first quarter.
Seems like we've played a lot of football already, doesn't it?
Really does.
But nonetheless, again, what we had talked about prior to the game about the quarterbacks being such an integral part has been the case. On that particular drive, Socastee had 6 plays, 65 yards, and they scored on a 34-yard touchdown pass with 2:18. Now, at the same time, on the first drive that St. James scored on, theirs was a 10-play, 60-yard drive. Theirs was more of a running drive. They punched them inside, punched them outside, and gradually got it down the field. In this situation, I thought Socastee had a good mesh of run and pass.
We talked earlier, Coach, about the Renfro family field being dedicated here tonight. We're also dedicating the field house to former principal Dr. Paul Browning, who I worked for a couple of years myself. What a wonderful man he was, and a revered educator in both North Carolina and South Carolina.
Yeah, and I always trusted Coach Renfro with everything. I believe in Tim and always have. And he thought so much of Dr. Browning. He said that he never had a better principal before or after, and he was so good, and he did what was right by kids.
That's what I was
not what
say.
was dictated to him. And you always respect that against somebody that's your boss. You want a person that's going to do the right thing, not what they're told.
He always did what he thought was right. He ruled with an iron fist, but a soft heart. The man was just, to me, one of the finest humans I've ever come in contact with. And this is a fair catch caught just inside the 30 at around the 28-yard line by Jay Shropshire. And Shropshire is going to give the Sharks the football right there at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, and, you know, I've seen a lot of sky kicks tonight. That's all we've seen, actually, and I think a lot of that has to do with one of two things typically, that your kicker can't get it deep and high enough, which I don't think that's the case, or number two, they're scared of a return guy. And that very well may be the case here.
Yeah,
because I can tell you they don't want to see the ball in Isaiah Brown's hands any more than they have to.
That's exactly right. And Jason Faulkner is normally a return man with Keandre Haynes and Isaiah Brown. Faulkner must be injured, Coach. I didn't have a chance to talk to Coach Tommy Norwood before the game. I got here early, but still didn't get a chance to get down to the field preparing for the broadcast tonight. But when he sent me the information earlier this week, I'm going, Faulkner's not in the lineup anywhere, and he is one of their top tacklers, and he when the ball's in his hand, he was a weapon.
Yeah, and, you know, it's particularly bad when you got a guy like him that plays both sides of the ball and he's out.
So it's 2nd down and 7, we'll call it, just outside the 30, and they throw the slip screen. The bubble screen is caught by Cooper Kelly, but Kelly is spun down just as soon as he made the catch.
And I thought that they did a great job in the secondary then. And what Socastee is doing in the secondary is causing a little bit of confusion. I can see that. You can't see it here. But basically, they've got those 5 guys back there, which one is a nickel. They're rolling the free safety up into the box, or else they're rolling the 2 halves up in the box and dropping the corners out. And so it can be a little bit frustrating offensively.
3rd and 5. I thought it was a good, very gracious spot too, but that was the right. When looking at the Mr. Sparky replay, they spotted it in the right place, and Connor Schwalm just kind of stumbles, bumbles, and rumbles his way for a 1st down and falls out of bounds, and nobody touched him.
Yeah, I think Godwin was the closest guy to him. Now, one thing I want to point out here, Alan, you know, early in the game, we saw a lot of little crazy penalties, and those are basically concentration penalties. But you can see as this game has progressed, it's gotten a lot cleaner already.
No question. And I think that's what maybe the officials wanted to get a handle on it early on, and they haven't thrown the hanky hardly at all in the last 2 possessions, which is great. And the give is to Keandre Haynes, and Haynes is going to carry for 3 more, so it'll be 2nd and 7 at the 45.
And he's tackled by Daniel Defoe, the strong safety then, one of the safeties that actually rolled up once the ball was turned over.
So 2nd down 7 from the 45. And rushing out of the game quickly for the Braves is Jordan Williams. He's replaced by Eric Light on the defensive line. 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. You see it lined up perfectly right now.
Yeah, and what they'll do, again, those inside guys, they're rolling down there. They're playing cover 3 right here. And the thing about cover 3, they get a little quicker force from the outside, whereas when they play their cover 2 set, they're leaving those safeties in. They got help with the middle safety, and the outside corners are very aggressive.
Needed 7, got 7.5, moved the sticks, and give credit to that St. James offensive line.
Yeah,
Strubling, Grantham, Cochran, Floyd, and Dietz. They pushed it that time.
Yes, they did. And you know, we've seen a good, well-played game.
Well, we've got the clock running out on the 1st quarter, so we are even up at 7 apiece here at the end of 12 minutes. We'll come back with 2nd quarter action from Braves Stadium, tied as Conway Medical Center presents Friday Night Rivals, powered by Mr. Sparky.
Doing a good job.
Bathfitter fits what's important in your life. That might mean a new tub. And with our unique tub-over-tub process, we'll install it in as little as a day. Or it could be a new shower, or converting an old tub into a new shower. Bathfitter offers design options to fit your style and high-quality seamless walls to fit your standards. Why do so many people trust Bathfitter with their baths and showers? It just fits. Call now or visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
About 71% of the Earth's surface is covered by water. but not all of it is clean enough to drink. With the Brita Pro Whole Home Water Filtration System from Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, your family can enjoy cleaner, better tasting water right from your own tap. Call us today and learn more about a brand new Brita Pro Whole Home Water Filtration System today.
Benjamin Franklin is the punctual plumber.
If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
When it comes to protecting the environment, we're all on the same team. Horry County Solid Waste Authority has a game plan for protecting tomorrow's environment today. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Visit solidwasteauthority.org for more information. The Horry County Solid Waste Authority is protecting tomorrow's environment today. Do your part to help reduce pollution caused by waste. Just remember these 3 words: reduce, reuse, recycle. Visit solidwasteauthority.org for more helpful information.
At HTC, we're here to keep you connected across our area. Here to provide solutions that fit your needs. Here to make it easy to switch. Here to build real connections in our community. Here to help you save with a bundle that fits your needs. And most importantly, we're here to keep you connected to what matters most in your life. Connect to HTC today to get the largest fiber optic network in the area and one of the fastest starting speeds.
Tonight's closed captioning is exclusively brought to you by Bathfitter.
Back for the second quarter action. Tied at 7 apiece. St. James took their last possession and drove 60 yards for a touchdown. They're trying to match that here as they turn and go the opposite direction, right to left, dressed in all white tonight.
Yeah, and you know, so far, Alan, it's been true to advertising that the quarterbacks have been the driving force on both teams.
Schwalm sends a man in motion. That's Cooper Kelly, but he hands to the fullback, and the fullback again just tears up major yardage between the tackles.
Yeah, and that was Godwin, the middle linebacker that had to make the play, but he made it about 5 or 6 yards down the field.
Keandre Haynes on the carry. He goes over 260 on the year. He started the game instead of Isaiah Brown, but Brown has been the mail carrier most of the time tonight.
Yeah, and you know, typically Schwalm has been a runner.
Yes, he has.
For them, and he hasn't really carried the ball that much tonight. They're depending on some other people here.
Thought I'd see him carry, and he's throws the option to Cooper Kelly. Kelly broke a tackle, and I think we got a face mask coming in.
Yeah, they laid Schwalm out then, and that's what you want to do. If that quarterback's going to go out there and run the option, you hit him in the mouth.
Yeah, they got a piece of the face mask on the tackle going down on the sideline, so they're going to add at least 5 to that, maybe 15 more.
Yeah, depending on the call that it was. And, of course, Coach Hampton's down there trying to help him out, but I think they don't need his help.
Yeah, he's trying to plead his case. But
he wants a 15-yarder there, and they're not going to give it to him. They made it a 5-yarder, which you called, Alan. And you can see on the replay right here, and the call is there's a difference in a face mask and an incidental, and that was incidental in the process of tackling. He just scraped across it. He really didn't grab it and jerk it.
So it's 1st and 10 on the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down, but we got a pre-snap penalty against the Sharks.
And it's just a motion penalty. Allen's going to put them at 1st and 15. And, of course, they're still in good shape right now.
Again, next week is homecoming here at Socastee. But tonight is dedication and Hall of Fame night. They're inducting 2 members to the Socastee Hall of Fame. And I want to thank David Bennett, the former athletic director when Tim Renfro stepped down, or was actually football coach at the time. He was athletic director, became football coach, then became athletic director again when David Bennett left. But David was the one who got the ball rolling on the Socastee Braves Hall of Fame. And I got a Hall of Famer on the sideline I want to tell you about in a minute, but a handoff up the middle almost gets back to 5 they lost, but it'll be 2nd down and 11.
And that tackle was made by Ethan Godwin, the middle linebacker, and there again, you know, they're still in good shape. You're looking at 2nd and 14 here.
Yeah, they didn't get as many as I thought.
But you know, it's about time for him to put it in the air again. I mean, when you look at Sean, he has thrown it as much as he's run it.
Yep.
And so I expect a little more diversity here. So we'll see if we get a pass on this down.
8 touchdowns through the air, 9 on the ground, but he's also thrown 3 interceptions. Fires this one to the far sideline. It's caught by Shropshire, and he got just inside the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 8.
And he was pushed out of bounds then by Preston May. Preston did a good job. He had tight coverage, but the ball was well thrown.
So, yeah, he may have picked up an extra yard, so we'll be 3rd down 7 at the 25-yard line. Big play for the Socastee defense. They've gotten 5 sacks and 6 takeaways this year. Here's the pitch out to Cooper Kelly, and Kelly's in no man's land.
And that's great pursuit out of the Socastee defense because they ran the option. Ultimately, Braden Bollinger made the play, but there were a lot of other people helping out. If you look and see the pursuit right here,
CMC
that's
replay.
the difference. And you can see in the replay the pursuit that you get from inside out, and he really has nowhere to go. He did a great job of holding on to that football because typically when you're out there dancing and get tackled from behind, that's when the ball comes out.
4th and 12, Coach. That looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, and I think you don't have a choice right here. I mean, you're on the 30 going in. You throw the ball down the field. I think you'll see Sean roll out to his right, and he's got trips over there. We'll see what they get.
They moved early. One of the receivers jerked before the ball was snapped. That's going to cost them 5 more.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Ain't much difference in 4th and 13 and 4th and 18. You got to throw it down the field. And so, again, I think you're going to see probably a similar play call. And it depends on what Socastee did on defense. The good thing about that is they got to take a peek at what Socastee was lining up in defensively. And, of course, now the good thing is Socastee does a great job of trying to hide their coverage and rolling that coverage once the ball turns over.
Yeah.
And that's going to give you some problems if you're trying to throw the football.
You hear that beep, 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 because the Sharks are backing up. It's a 4th down and 17, we'll call it. And he did have 3 receivers to the right, but he's going to roll to his left and try to take it himself. Stays on his feet, broke a tackle, but he's not nearly close enough. They're going to turn it over on downs. Close to the 30-yard line.
He got out of that pretty quick because typically he was looking to the strength of the field and looking to his trip side, but then when he rolled left, he's only got one option out there, and that's why he had to tuck it and run and get what he could.
All right, change of possession, and we'll send it down to the sidelines because our man Rodney Berry is alongside the athletic director for the Braves again, Josh Vinson.
Chuck Allen, we're back here with athletic director Josh Vinson. Josh, you know, you take a very active role in academics. You got to find program here in every way, but you guys take a lot of pride in academics.
Yes, sir. Being one of the 2 IB schools in Horry County, we take pride in our academics. Every year, the South Carolina High School League honors seniors who are scholar athletes. If my math is right, last year we had 100 and some seniors, and about 70 of those qualified to be scholar athletes. Right now, I believe 2 or 3 of the top 5 in our class are multi-sport athletes. So we truly believe in the all-round student. Like, we want our students to play multiple sports. We want them to, we really want them to excel in school. We want them to participate in band and theater and clubs, just to get that true high school experience.
Guys, they're building our future leaders. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Rodney, and he's right. Josh Vinson is very involved in academics because he's a former assistant principal here at Socastee before he took over as AD.
Yeah, and Alan, while we were in that interview, we had a motion call initially on Socastee. One of the linemen jumped, and then they ran a jet sweep on the second play and really got stuffed on the outside. Isaiah Brown came up and made a great play for him out there.
Spreading the field now with 3 receivers wide to the right, single back pistol as he's got O'Keefe to his right. He throws across the middle. He splits the 2 defenders, but I think that it surprised the receiver, Josh Brown, got there on him before he was ready.
Yeah, Dominique Connor, I think, broke that ball up, but it really was not a bad throw. But there was a lot of people around that ball then, and he made a good throw making that split, but I'm not sure how catchable it was.
3rd and a mile for the Braves, deep in their own territory. Don't want to do anything.
Yeah, what Wojcik needs to do right here is take what they give him and be satisfied to turn the ball back over on the other side of the 50. That's your goal when you back down to the 20 like this.
Trips to the field side, 1 to the boundary. He rolls to the field, and he's got a man open, but he overthrows him.
Yeah,
it was Jonathan Goswick who would have gotten the first down and probably a whole lot more.
Yeah, it was well designed, and he had an option there. But there again, it was a safe pass, even though it was there, it was safe. And had he not gotten that play, they still get an opportunity to punt it. Now, the goal here, Alan, is to turn the ball over to the other team on the other side of the field. You want to flip the 50 if you have any kind of chance to do that.
Rocco Wojcik stands at his own 9-yard line to receive this snap. Last time they snapped it over his head. This time it's a little low, but he gets a good kick away. It does get to the opposite side of the field, to the 45. A little shake and bake move by the return man, Shropshire. And Shropshire gets it across the 52, around the 45.
Yeah, I thought Shropshire did a great job then. He picked up about 8 or 9 yards on that. It was a good punt, by the way, but I thought they had real good coverage as well.
If we can see him coming off the side, the little man running the ball off to the bottom of your screen right there is our man Robbie G. His name's Robbie Bennett. He has been a manager here for as long as I can remember, good 35, 40 years. He started when he was a sophomore in high school under Dan D'Antoni, and he has not missed a game, and I can't tell you how many years, and he is in the Socastee Athletic Hall of Fame, if you can believe that, as a manager. And they've got a big run by Connor Schwalm. Schwalm, inside the 35, is going to pick up a Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down on a 12-yard pickup.
Yeah, and Patrick Young made that play. Now, that was an option then, and basically they took the pitch man out, and Schwalm just cut it up in there. And you can see right here, he chose to tuck it pretty soon and just got up in there and got 12 yards out of it. Now, I think that one thing that Coach told me he wanted to do prior to this game was to control the football a little bit and just try to eat up some time with the run, and that looks like what he's trying to do on this drive.
And the handoff is to Isaiah Brown. Brown looking for a room. He finds the corner. He's got another Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down and more. Inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Sharks, looking to retake the lead.
Yeah, and mighty good run there. Bushong and also Goswick made the play, and had they not, he'd have gotten the pay dirt.
They're saying the knee went down at the 15, so it's 1st and 10 from there. St. James lost to Conway last week in surprising fashion, 27-22. That was the first win under Josh Pierce for the Conway Tigers.
Yeah, Josh is going to do a great job at Conway. He's just got a lot of ground to cover in trying to get the program where he wants it to be.
There's another huge hole for Isaiah Brown. He rips it all the way to the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown. Sharks from 15 yards away.
Yeah, and that was just a power run then. It just about looked as if Socastee's defense was a little bit tired because they're standing up. And what you got to do is when you see a lot of scrums like that, you got to get down and hit somebody in the kneecap.
This is going to be a post-play penalty. It's probably going to go against St. James for celebration. There was some back and forth between the two teams after the touchdown, and there were flags coming from every direction.
Yeah, and you know, I actually think that in a situation like this, you got such high emotions. These teams don't like one another. They're separated by a little bit of distance, and you're going to have some of that, Alan, in a game like this.
It's about 7 miles down 707 for Socastee and St. James.
Well, like they say in Bucksport, you can smell them from here, baby.
That's it. Here's the lead official making the call, the unsportsmanlike against St. James. And the touchdown is good. They will
they'll
mark
assess
off
it on the kickoff.
Yeah. They'll back them up 15 yards on the kickoff. So the extra point coming from Hector Rodriguez. So Rodriguez, the holder, is Baylor Tibbetts.
And what we had then, Alan, was a 3-play 45-yard drive with a 15-yard touchdown run, and I think it all was on the ground, was it not?
3 plays. It certainly seemed like more than that, didn't it?
Well,
I believe Paul Gable, though.
Well, you had some penalties involved there, too.
That's true, and here's Rodriguez. It's a low kick, but it splits the pipes, and we take time out with a 7-point St. James lead again. Midway through the second quarter, you're watching the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals, powered by Mr. Sparky.
Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast bake goodness into your morning. Choose a biscuit with sausage and egg, biscuit and gravy, or a country fried steak biscuit. Any two, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Clean water. We use it in different ways, from bathing to drinking to brushing our teeth. But do you know what's in your water? With a Brita Pro whole home water filtration system from Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, you can take control of your water quality, and your family can enjoy cleaner, better tasting water right from your own tap. Call us today and learn more about a brand new Brita Pro whole home water filtration system today.
Benjamin Franklin is the punctual plumber.
If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
There's a new flavor in Hardee's Craft Kitchen. Nashville Hot Chicken. Juicy, 100% white meat dipped in buttermilk, hand-breaded and seasoned to bring the heat. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, new Nashville Hot is goodness in the making.
We've got a 14-7 lead here, and tonight, closed captioning is sponsored exclusively by the Bath Fitters. And over at Myrtle Beach, we got a 7-0 lead for Hartsville against the Seahawks.
Yeah, and you know Hartsville's a good football team, Alan, and I always said that I didn't like playing a good football team after they had lost a game. And so I think Myrtle Beach is going to have their hands full, but nonetheless, that game could go either way, I'll guarantee you.
In this region, Carolina Forest and Conway doing battle over at the backyard, Coach, and the Panthers leading the Tigers right now 7-3.
Well, I've seen Carolina Forest play. They're very strong. I think Mark does a great job, and they have been able to run the football against everybody they played thus far. And the little quarterback can just go. Ethan Hamilton is his name, and I was real impressed with him. Has excellent speed.
Sumter is the only team in this region not playing tonight. They have the off week, but they beat Socastee last week 36-6 as the Braves take the ensuing kickoff at the 25. Returning it up the middle. We got a penalty flag as the tackle is made. Pulled the return man down at the 43.
And where that flag was thrown, Alan, just about has to be a block in the back. But
Jonathan
we'll see.
Goswick on the return. He's been the return man all night. And you see Robbie G right there with the Socastee cap, and I love that young man. And it's going to be against the Braves. You're right, Coach. I think a block in the back, so it's going to cost them that short field. Now it's going to be a very long field for them.
And you know what? Holding, okay.
Holding, so it'll be 68 yards away, 69 yards away.
You know, St. James has been able to enjoy a little better field position than what Socastee has in this second quarter thus far. I think it's important right now for Socastee to get some positive yardage and to flip the field here.
Single back pistol. All the receivers, well, 3 of the 4 to the top of your screen, 1 to the bottom. I see young man all the way at the bottom for Socastee is Hayes Hardwick. And now you've got Kadir Scott in motion. They hand the quarterback keeps it himself, hands to Kadir Scott. Scott on the fly sweep.
You know, that was an impressive run then by Scott.
Yeah.
He got the pitch on the option, and really someone had leverage on him, but he didn't allow that leverage guy. He just turned outside and turned the jets on.
Well, we talked about it. There's Robbie. There's the Hall of Famer. He never played Socastee sports, but he's been at every sporting event for 30, at least 40 years.
I don't know that I've been to anything at Socastee and he wasn't there.
Yep, and that's 40 years he's been here, and they elected him to the Athletic Hall of Fame. And, Coach, speaking of which, dedicating here tonight, I've seen a couple of the Renfro family come by and give you a little stink eye, I believe. Or is that a look of infection.
That's a look of admiration. I'll promise you.
That's what we were talking about Tim Renfro. He coached together a lot this summer, putting on a little camp situation.
And
for
we've
folks in
always
Conway.
worked together with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and also any opportunity we had. But we've been competitors for quite many years.
Yeah. Were you at PC when he was at Wofford?
I was. I was a few years ahead of Tim. He's older than me, but I was ahead of him in school.
Okay. Here's Socastee on second down, and we'll call it 5 as they hand off again to Kadir Scott. I was going to say, after the last play, they want to get the ball in his hands in any way they can.
No doubt. They want to get it to Scott, and I think they're doing a really good job. Quite honestly, I haven't seen Wojcik carry the football as much as I had anticipated.
So it's third down and 1, so Kadir has basically single-handedly picked up 9 yards on this drive. He needs the one more to pick up the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down. They get the play call from the sideline. He's got O'Keefe in the backfield.
Yeah, and we're looking at 6 minutes left in this quarter, and they need to retain possession as long as they can here because St. James is on a little bit of a roll offensively. Wow,
and they give it to the short yardage back, O'Keefe. He's the power man.
Well, I tell you what, he ran that well then, but he got hit in the mouth by Royce O'Toole. He really got up in there and looked like he had some yards to run, and O'Toole stoned him right there in the hole. It was after the first down.
Yeah, O'Toole's been the starter on that defensive line, I think, for 3 years now. He doesn't get a lot of tackles, but he fills a hole.
He filled that one.
So 1st and 10 on the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down. 2-step drop, rolling to his right. Wojcik picks up the first down with a pass caught to the near side.
Yeah, and that pass in was caught by Johnny Singleton.
Yeah.
And the tackler there was Miller Thompson on the play. Now, again, I think what Socastee needed to do on this drive was flip the field, and they've done that. So where they are now, they're either going to score or they're going to put it in their hands with a long way to go.
1st and 10 for the Braves at the Sharks' 46-yard line. Kadir Scott in motion, turns, heads back, and they're going to fake it to him. And Wojcik just barrels ahead and is stopped right at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for a yard.
And it almost appears that St. James, the tackle then was made by O'Toole, but it appears that St. James is saying Wojcik is not going to beat us because every time he holds on to the football, you got a couple of hats on him.
He's rushed it 78 times this year coming in.
Well, and that's right, and I think that's who you got to stop.
And that was really one of the first plays called for him. He's run it a couple of times out of desperation, but this time they're going to hand off to O'Keefe, and that's going nowhere fast.
Yeah, and I tell you, number 6 in Logan Marsh came up and made the play. It looks like he came across the line of scrimmage very quick, and I think that may have been their read, but he was so quick getting across they didn't have a chance to do it.
2-yard loss on the play makes it 3rd and 11 for the Braves after getting into positive territory. They need to pick up a first down here, or they may have to give up possession.
Yeah, I think right here, if they can get the ball, and you know, it's kind of a tough call, Alan. You're looking at 3:45 left in the quarter or left in the half, and you certainly don't want to give them the ball at midfield.
As Wojcik rolls to his left, he's got an open field. He's going to try to take it himself. He gets pushed out, but he's going to be short of the first down stick, but only about 3 yards, Coach. What would you do?
Well, what I'm going to do right here, I'm going for it.
They're saying that he'd stepped out back at the 41.
But even at the 41, Alan, even right here, I think it's a doable down for them, and they're going to leave the offense in. And I think you got to take your shot right here. You got to take the opportunity to get that first down. He was pushed out of bounds in by Josh Sterling, but nonetheless, it's still a doable down. It's 4th and 5, and you got to take your shot because you still are leaving St. James on a long field. They still have to go 60 yards.
Yeah, Wojcik looks for the timeout, and we'll take one when have a decision to make when we come back. It's 14-7 St. James on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals, powered by Mr. Sparky.
Clean water. We use it in different ways, from bathing to drinking to brushing our teeth. But do you know what's in your water? With a Brita Pro whole home water filtration system from Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, you can take control of your water quality and your family can enjoy cleaner, better tasting water right from your own tap. Call us today and learn more about a brand new Brita Pro whole home water filtration system today.
Benjamin Franklin is the punctual plumber.
If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
Bad things happen sometimes. Fires, floods, hurricanes, broken water pipes, exploding water heaters. It can really, really mess up your home really bad. That's why moms and dads have been calling A&I for over 40 years. 40 years! They get it fixed. Fast. Really fast. My mommy said they made our house a home again. And mommy always tells the truth. A&I Fire and Water Restoration. Restoring more than just your home, restoring your dreams.
All right, the Braves have made a decision. Looks like they are going to go for it on fourth down. Even though Wojcik is their punter, he could quick kick, I guess, but they're in an offensive alignment, Coach, with 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the boundary left.
And you can see defensively that St. James is playing this
conservatively, and the pass is caught by Hardwick. Hayes Hardwick made his 9th catch of the year, and that may be his longest catch of the year.
And what happened then, Allen, they had 8 people in coverage, and having all those people in coverage means that Wojcik could pretty much step up in there and make a clean throw, which he did. They made the play, but he got the first down.
That is the longest catch of the year for Hardwick, 17 yards. His longest was 15, and it's going to be Wojcik running out of bounds, forced out after a loss of maybe 1, back to the 35. So second down and 11.
Second and 11, and what you're looking at right here, you're looking at the clock, but then you realize they got 1:14 to go. I think Socastee has 2 of their timeouts left, so they've got plenty of time. They just got to manage the clock here, and that's where you see a lot of things that are important to a coach is knowing how to manage this clock in these situations. And it's one thing to manage and another thing to get it on the field.
Down 14-7, Braves have Kadir Scott in motion, but they hand off to Caden O'Keefe right up the middle. O'Keefe pushes the pile for maybe 3.
And they're going to need to get right on the football. I said, you know, they still got 3 minutes, Alan. I thought we were down in 1.5 minutes. So really, their playbook is completely open right now.
3rd and 8 at the 22. And the Braves are just kind of mealing around.
Yeah,
no huddle.
Why give the other team time with the football?
Twin receivers to the left, 2 to the right. That's the short side of the field. Looking deep. Wojcik rolls out to his left. He's got some green grass in front of him, and he's going to slide down just inside the 15. Where they start the slide is about the 14. So it's going to be, it is a first down. He got it to the 14. That's where he needed to get to.
Yeah, and that was Isaiah Brown. He's got 57 tackles on the year and 1 interception for a touchdown. But nonetheless, I think Wojcik, he knew where he was, and that's important.
So he didn't take any abuse there, and he's going to send all the receivers out. 5 receivers, but he hands off to Kadir Scott on the sweep. He cuts it up inside, though, to the 10, to the 9, to the 8. So it'll be about a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, and there's no doubt, Alan, you said it earlier, and you are correct. They want to get it in Kadir Scott's hands every opportunity they get. That was Baylor Tibbetts making the play then, but Scott's a tough one to manage and take down. He's a strong runner.
So they're lining up Kadir as kind of an H-back right now, as now a slot receiver with Caden O'Keefe, and they're letting the clock run. They don't want to give St. James the ball back with any time left if they can tie it up here going into the intermission. Here's a 2-step drop. They throw it out to the wheel route to Caden O'Keefe. O'Keefe is at the goal line. No signal yet. They're going to say he's down at the 1.
Yeah,
first and goal.
And what they did then, Alan, they basically ran off the defensive backs and took the running back and ran a little swing route out there in the flats. Got the ball to him. It was a really good call by Coach Hampton. That tackle then was made by Hill and Harnish.
So down to 1:11 to play in the half. Jonathan Goswick comes in with the play call. They do huddle up here. They've been going no huddle most of this drive. Under a minute to play before they snap it. Twin receivers to the boundary side. Three setbacks. The quarterback is going to go with it himself. Did he get in? I don't think so.
Don't think so. And, you know, here, they've still got plenty of time. I mean, you're looking at 45 seconds on the clock. They've got a couple of downs that they can give. They're going to burn a timeout now. They've got one left. They can throw the football if they need to. Second and goal. They're going to get all three of these plays if they need them.
Here's the Conway Medical Center replay coach that looks like he got stoned right at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, he did, and it really looked like they had a bunch of them on him. And I've seen number 21 in on a bunch of plays. And, you know, again, what you're thinking right here from an offensive perspective is that, you know, we got plenty of time. We got a timeout to burn. We can throw the football on third down if we have to, and we have to go into a fourth down. Now, what you're thinking on the other side, you're going to take all the risk you can right now with St. James, because basically they're going to bring some pressure either up the middle or off the edge, and they're going to tighten down. It's on the receivers outside. So I'd be surprised if you don't see Quadir with the ball in his hands down here.
Yeah, they put Rocco Wojcik out as a receiver. Kadir
is a quarterback.
Scott is the direct snap, so he's basically in the wild brave format. He's got a lead blocker and two beside him.
Yeah, and you see a lot of people in the box on St. James. Now, they got a couple of safeties back there holding hands. They need to get a little more involved in what's going on in front of them.
And the snap is to Jonathan Goswick, but he hands it to Kadir Scott, and he's got his second touchdown of the ball game. This one on the ground.
Yeah, that was ugly, but it was effective.
They call that a busted play, Coach. Sometimes that's better than...
That's one of those plays where you say, no, 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 go, go, go.
Yeah. So Kadir found that opening lane to the left side of the end zone, and he puts it in the house, and he scored on a 34-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter, and he got a 1-yard run in the second quarter for his second touchdown. Let's see if they tie it up. It is up. It is between the pipes, and we are even again at 14 with 38 seconds left in the half.
Now, on this kickoff, you just want to make sure. I would probably squib it. You're going to give them at least 2 snaps offensively, but make sure that they don't get you on this kickoff. That drive then was 15 plays, 69 yards, and a 1-yard touchdown run. Took 6 minutes and 27 seconds off the clock. That's exactly what Hamp told me he wanted to do going into this game. Now, it's been a well-played game on both sides. I think both defenses have been pretty effective. You hadn't seen a lot of broken, long plays, so we got a good football game.
Braves think they own 707, Coach.
That's what they're talking about.
And I'll say this, if the Braves are able to get the victory here tonight, that sounds like the drive of the game to me right there.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. If they own 707, they only own 3.5 miles of it because the score's tied right now.
Tied up. That's right, tied up. They're going to kick it off from the 40-yard line. The Braves in the gold unis tonight with breeches and black numbers and lettering, black helmets, Sharks in white from head to toe with the powder blue and the dark blue trim.
And I think that here the Sharks aren't really interested in making anything happen. More bad can happen than good offensively in this situation unless they get a really good return.
Very high, short kick, and it's Shropshire again. He has been the return man all night long, and he just steps out of bounds with 36 seconds to go in the half.
Now, what you do have here, Alan, is you have an opportunity to drop back, get some space between you and the rush, and throw it down the field. If they get an interception, it's not going to hurt you a whole lot. So I think you're looking at one of two things. Either they're going to sit on the ball and go in at halftime with a tie, or they're going to take a couple of shots down the field just to say, hey, we're going to put your guy one-on-one with ours.
So stepped out right at the 35, so they send twin receivers to the far side right. That's Shropshire wide.
And Socastee's well defending the depth of the field here. and you can see they're just going to be happy with running the football, make them come up and play it, and not take the risk of turning it over here.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the final play. They don't have to run another one, and deep in their own territory, no gain on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, unless you just want to take a shot right here, you're going to let the clock expire.
It looks like Schwalm is just kind of sashaying towards the huddle, and the sideline is headed to the corners, so that's going to be it. The final play of the first half. We are tied at 14, so we're going to have ourselves a 24-minute ball game. And we'll come back with the A&I Fire and Water Restoration halftime report. Chuck Jordan, Alan Smothers, Rodney Berry, and you this Friday night on the Conway Medical Center. Friday Night Rivals, powered by Mr. Sparky.
Bathfitter fits what's important in your life. That might mean a new tub. And with our unique tub-over-tub process, we'll install it in as little as a day. Or it could be a new shower, or converting an old tub into a new shower. Bathfitter offers design options to fit your style and high-quality seamless walls to fit your standards. Why do so many people trust Bathfitter with their baths and showers? It just fits. Call now or visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
At HTC, we're here to keep you connected across our area. Here to provide solutions that fit your needs. Here to make it easy to switch. Here to build real connections in our community. Here to help you save with a bundle that fits your needs. And most importantly, we're here to keep you connected to what matters most in your life. Connect to HTC today to get the largest fiber optic network in the area and one of the fastest starting speeds.
Hello everybody, Cecil Chandler from Myrtle Beach Hyundai. What do you look for when you're buying a new car? Low interest rates? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has it. The best warranty? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has it. Top-notch service? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has it. Great gas mileage? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has that too. So what are you waiting on? Come on down to the new luxury Myrtle Beach Hyundai and test drive a 2023 Hyundai. Remember, here at Myrtle Beach Hyundai, we treat you like family.
Robinson Community College offers over 80 programs of study, from mechatronics to surgical technology to welding. Our short-term training programs lead to long-term careers in healthcare, industry, cybersecurity, and more. Start, achieve, become. Robinson Community College. Register for fall 2023 today. Visit robinson.edu for more details.
Aprende inglés gratis en RCC.
Tonight's closed captioning is exclusively brought to you by Bathfitter.
Welcome to the A&I Fire and Water Restoration Halftime Report.
We're at halftime. It's the A&I Fire and Water Restoration Halftime Report. A&I Fire and Water Restoration, making your house home again after disaster strikes. And each week we feature 2 scholar athletes, one from each school. At the end of the season, Benjamin Franklin, the punctual plumber, will give one scholar athlete a $5,000 scholarship. And from the Braves, it's Herman Watson, a 5.391 GPA. He plays volleyball, runs cross country, has 3 letters for basketball and 4 for track. I'd say this guy is a Renaissance man. Well-rounded, if you will. Chick-fil-A Leadership Academy helps the homeless shelters, readies days with elementary schools and national history events. It's amazing. So congratulations to Herman. How about Katie Young of St. James High School? 4-year varsity soccer and cross-country, Fellowship of Christian Athletes leader, planning Fields of Faith events, and the Abbey Anglican Church, GPA of 5.4. I'm just amazed every week, Coach, these kids that have, advanced college placement courses, early college that we have in Horry County at HGTC. And all of these kids are just amazing athletes and
and the thing that's
students.
so impressive, Alan, is how much time sports take.
Yeah.
I mean, it is really a commitment, and yet to be able to uphold that academic like they have is quite an accomplishment. They got to be some smart kids, I can tell you that.
And they are very well supported at both these schools. I know I don't know the new athletic director at St. James, but the principal there is doing a remarkable job, and I've known Jeremy Rich and Josh Vinson for years as I help on the radio broadcast of Socastee football, and so I've been proud to be associated with them for a long, long time. Time to take time out. We'll come back with some highlights around the country, but here we got a 14-14 humdinger. It's the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals, powered by Mr. Sparky.
We'll be right back with more from the A&I Fire and Water Restoration Halftime Report.
CMC Orthopedics has the team you need to keep you on the move. These specialists in sports medicine, joint replacement, shoulder and elbow, hand and wrist, hip and knee, foot and ankle, spine care, and comprehensive pain management use the latest technologies and advanced treatments. Nationally recognized and fellowship trained at some of the top hospitals in the country, CMC Orthopedics helps your family live happier, healthier lives. CMC Orthopedics, medicine in motion.
In case of a hurricane, are you ready? Don't wait until it's too late. Get your family a Briggs & Stratton generator from Mr. Sparky today. We'll come to your house and help determine the correct size generator needed for your home to keep all your electric devices running. So keep your family safe and comfortable with a Briggs & Stratton standby generator all year long.
There's no job too big or too small.
Call my dad. He can fix it all. And remember,
8 Sparky.
You might have seen our signs in your neighborhood. We're not just your local roofer, we're your neighbors too. We understand how important your home is to you, and we're here to protect it. Hurricane season brings heavy wind and rain and can cause major damage to your roof. We'll have our experts inspect your roof so you can be prepared for the storm ahead.
We're the cutest roofing inspectors in town.
We stand by our promises, and we'll prove it to you.
Clogged drains can interrupt your day, and they can be expensive. But did you also know they can be a smelly health hazard that causes waste to back up into your home? Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. We are your plumbing experts. We can unclog your drains, help get rid of that smell, and do it in a way that'll save you time and money. Call us today and keep your pipes flowing.
Benjamin Franklin is the punctual plumber.
if there's any delay, it's you we pay.
Welcome to the A&I Fire and Water Restoration Halftime Report.
Tony Zach from Ben Franklin Plumbing. Thanks for joining me, buddy. All right. Hey, you guys give out the Scholar Athlete every year, and you've been doing so for 5 years now. Funny story. You went to the Citadel. The kid who went last year from Carolina Forest went to the Citadel, and you got to see him at orientation.
Yeah, I sure did. It was a neat experience, both probably for him, but it was real cool for me just to be able to give back and have him go to where I graduated college from. It was real neat. Great kid. Heck, every kid that applies for that scholarship, it makes it so tough because they're all so worthy of a scholarship, and we have a lot of fun with it at the office, and we grade everybody on their videos, and we make it a lot of fun.
Well, I appreciate it, and I know the kids do as well, giving back and giving that scholarship to those folks. So thank you very much.
Sir.
I appreciate that.
Sir.
All righty.
Be a part of it.
The best Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals highlights from across the country.
3rd and 10. Terry to throw. Scans right. Directs traffic. Spins back. Middle of the field. Terry's still on his feet. He's wrapped up. Throws it. It's caught at the 15-yard line. Inside the 10.
On the boundary side. Dragging across the middle, the reception to McCoy. He turns the corner. McCoy lowers the shoulder, breaks a tackle, in, touchdown!
Hanauer double pumps on 3rd and 11. Got him, man. Howard! How did he catch that? How? It wasn't. Oh, my gosh.
Gonna use his legs, throw it to the end zone. That one is caught. Oh, my goodness. Stephen Famoyan. Put that one on the highlight reel for sure.
On 1st down, has some time. Wants to put it up deep. He's got it. Leclerc! Touchdown!
waits. Baker throws it deep. Touchdown!
And he's going to roll out, throw into the, it's tipped, and he got the ball! He got the ball! The two-point conversion is good! What a play!
We'll be right back with more from the A&I Fire and Water Restoration Halftime Report.
Hello, everybody. Cecil Chandler from Myrtle Beach Hyundai. What do you look for when you're buying a new car? Low interest rates? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has it. The best warranty? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has it. Top-notch service? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has it. Great gas mileage? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has that too. So what are you waiting on? Come on down to the new luxury Myrtle Beach Hyundai and test drive a 2023 Hyundai. Remember, here at Myrtle Beach Hyundai, we treat you like family.
CMC Orthopedics has the team you need to keep you on the move. These specialists in sports medicine, joint replacement, shoulder and elbow, hand and wrist, hip and knee, foot and ankle, spine care, and comprehensive pain management use the latest technologies and advanced treatments. Nationally recognized and fellowship trained at some of the top hospitals in the country, CMC Orthopedics helps your family live happier, healthier lives. CMC Orthopedics, medicine in motion.
When it comes to protecting the environment, we're all on the same team. Horry County Solid Waste Authority has a game plan for protecting tomorrow's environment today. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Visit solidwasteauthority.org for more information. The Horry County Solid Waste Authority is protecting tomorrow's environment today. Do your part to help reduce pollution caused by waste. Just remember these 3 words: reduce, reuse, recycle. Visit solidwasteauthority.org for more helpful information.
Robinson Community College offers over 80 programs of study, from mechatronics to surgical technology to welding. Our short-term training programs lead to long-term careers in healthcare, industry, cybersecurity, and more. Start, achieve, become. Robinson Community College. Register for Fall 2023 today. Visit robinson.edu for more details.
Aprende inglés gratis en RCC.
Welcome to the A&I Fire and Water Restoration Halftime Report.
Todd Setzer, A&I, congratulations on the new ownership. Congratulations, that's awesome. Let's talk about your sponsorship. You've been with Friday Night Rivals for a long time now. What's it mean for you to be part of this big event?
Every year, like I said, we love seeing the kids out here, and you think about just the Friday night athletes, coming out day in and day out, seeing the local schools participate, and obviously the communities we serve. And so anymore, you see these kids now that are going from high school into college, and so now you're seeing that transition. So for us, just be a part of that process for them. Kids are back in school, seeing the student athletes, and so we appreciate being a part of it. And we appreciate what y'all do day in and day out. We get to watch the highlights on Friday night, and that's a big part of the week for us, so we appreciate that.
Yes, and you've been a big sponsor for Friday nights for the End Zone, too, for a long time, and we do appreciate that, going on 20-something years for the End Zone, man, so it's been going on. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All righty.
Thank you, Brandon and Todd. The Friday Night Rivals been a big part of it, and of course, for many years, these guys have been part of it. A&I Fire and Water Restoration Halftime Report. We are tied at 14, but stick around after the game for CW's regularly scheduled Friday night lineup of shows. Last week it was Miss America. This week it's Bring It On, the 2000 movie, and I think that's about cheerleading, if I'm not mistaken. But each week, we also want you to flip over to ABC 15 for all the highlights from our area on the End Zone with sports director Brandon Dunn and Andrew James. The End Zone starts promptly at 11:20 on ABC 15 News. Barring a disaster, Coach, I'll get home in time to watch that tonight because I could walk from here.
Well, maybe we'll get a couple overtimes out.
Next week, we're at Latta as the Lakeview Wild Gators going to take on the Vikings of Latta. And then we are off the following week, October the 20th. But then on the 27th, our friend Brandon Dunn will let us know where we will be for the final regular season broadcast of the year. We're at halftime. We got a little extended halftime experience here tonight. And also the college football Saturday on ABC 15. Great games again. That's the Red River Rivalry at noon. Oklahoma and Texas from the Cotton Bowl, Coach, in Dallas. Virginia Tech takes on Florida State at 3:30, and then Notre Dame, Louisville. I picked the upset in that one. Get the Cardinals. All right, 14 apiece. And we'll have a little extended time. They're doing a special here as the dedication continues of the Renfro Family Field and the Dr. Paul Browning Fieldhouse. And we've got a great performance by the Socastee Band. Coming back with more on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals, powered by Mr. Sparky.
You know,
did I say Conway Bank?
We'll be right back with more from the A&I Fire and Water Restoration Halftime Report.
University life should be a grand adventure. It should be filled with activity and memorable experiences. But let's be honest, if you don't acquire a demanding education, you've wasted your money. Francis Marion University. A rigorous education, a respected degree.
Clogged drains can interrupt your day, and they can be expensive. But did you also know they can be a smelly health hazard that causes waste to back up into your home? Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. We are your plumbing experts. We can unclog your drains, help get rid of that smell, and do it in a way that'll save you time and money. Call us today and keep your pipes flowing.
Benjamin Franklin is the punctual plumber.
If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
Bad things happen sometimes. Fires, floods, hurricanes, broken water pipes, exploding water heaters. It can really mess up your home really bad. That's why moms and dads have been calling A&I for over 40 years. 40 years! They get it fixed fast. Really fast. My mommy said they made our house a home again. And mommy always tells the truth. A&I Fire and Water Restoration. Restoring more than just your home, restoring your dreams.
CMC Orthopedics has the team you need to keep you on the move. These specialists in sports medicine, joint replacement, shoulder and elbow, hand and wrist, hip and knee, foot and ankle, spine care, and comprehensive pain management use the latest technologies and advanced treatments. Nationally recognized and fellowship trained at some of the top hospitals in the country, CMC Orthopedics helps your family live happier, healthier lives. CMC Orthopedics, medicine in motion.
Tonight's closed captioning is exclusively brought to you by Bathfitter.
Tony Zag from Mr. Sparky joining us now to talk. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great.
Good,
man.
good.
I'm great. It's great to be back out here.
I know, football season. Hey, just talk about your sponsorship for this event over the last 5 years and just what it means for you to sponsor Friday Night Rivals.
You know, it's so nice for us to be able to come out here, support all the area's youth, including the PD, which we have a store at now, where we're able to handle their plumbing and electrical needs as well. But, just being throughout the whole community, it gives these young athletes a way to shine a little bit, and we like helping them be able to highlight those days of their being out here playing hard and digging in. Standing out here, you're seeing some student athletes already practicing out here, and it's warm.
I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for sponsoring it.
Yeah.
Halftime at Brave Stadium. We are tied at 14 on the A&I Fire and Water Restoration Halftime Report. As I said, an extended halftime tonight with a presentation by the Socastee Marching Band. Looks like they have got quite the choreography going on, Coach. And we've got some choreography from the first half, stats and highlights. Let's take a look at the highlights first.
And you can see right here, again, both quarterbacks have to be heavily involved for this to be successful. Did a good job coming up. Now, again, what St. James wanted to do coming into this game was to stretch them vertically and horizontally, and that's an example of that right there. You see them having that horizontal stretch and then hitting it right up the gut. You get great push for that touchdown. But each of these touchdowns, and we've talked about it, have been earned. Nobody's given anybody anything. The defenses have both played fairly well, and the offenses have had to earn what they get. We've had a couple of big plays. We had one touchdown run, or one touchdown pass that I think was 34 yards, and beyond that, everything was basically 10, 12 yards and under. Here's the touchdown pass, Kadir Scott. And, of course, Kadir's been a star both in the air and on the ground tonight.
Yeah, he scored both Brave touchdowns. Connor Schwalm, he's been judicious in his running, but when he's run, he's done some good stuff.
Yeah, and, you know, coming into this game, they used him a lot with a lot of zone reads and that type of thing, and haven't really done that much with him tonight. And, of course, a lot of times you may think you're going to come in and run the football, but the game itself kind of dictates what you end up doing.
There goes the oops touchdown.
Yes,
oops, I dropped it. Oh,
oops, they dropped it. And, of course, this is something that I haven't seen very often, Alan. That's a high school band. I was mostly inside fussing at my players at this time of the game.
And they did. The Marching Braves did quite a performance tonight. Coach, you got some stats from the first half.
Yeah, I do, and it's pretty close, really. St. James has rushed the football for 130 yards and only 9 yards of passing. But of those 9 yards, they've completed 3 of them. So they're averaging 3 yards a pass, have 139 total yards. 14 points on the board. Socastee, on the other hand, has rushed for only 49, but have thrown for 82, and they have 131. They're 5 for 9 throwing the football. So other than the 137-yard pass, most of the passing has been out in the flats. It's been little now screens, that type of thing. And it's an idea that both teams are going to play close to the vest right here, because when you get in a situation, you've got a tied football game, you're not breaking big plays, you got to earn everything that you get, you're going to play it close to the vest.
Well, neither of these teams have set the woods on fire offensively here tonight, Coach, but I'll bet you if you ask the head coaches, they would be happy with their performance in the first half.
Yeah, I think both of them are doing what they told me ahead of time that they had intended to do. And on St. James' case, he wanted to run the football, and he wanted to control the clock and have a couple of long drives, which he's had. I think in Socastee's case, he told me he wanted to rush the football, but I knew he wanted to throw the football nonetheless, and he's been able to do that.
Well, your Mr. Sparky keys to the game are holding up here at halftime. The two number 2s have controlled the game for these teams, and we are tied at 14. One more timeout to go. When we return, we'll set you up for the second half of action between the Socastee Braves and the St. James Sharks on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals, powered by Mr. Sparky.
Hardee's Double Deals pack double the charbroiled beef and melty cheese. Choose a double cheeseburger or bacon double cheeseburger starting at $2.99. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
About 71% of the Earth's surface is covered by water, but not all of it is clean enough to drink. With the Brita Pro Whole Home Water Filtration System from Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, your family can enjoy cleaner, better tasting water right from your own tap. Call us today and learn more about a brand new Brita Pro Whole Home Water Filtration System today.
Benjamin Franklin is the punctual plumber.
If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
There's a new flavor in Hardee's Craft Kitchen. Nashville Hot Chicken. Juicy, 100% white meat dipped in buttermilk, hand-breaded and seasoned to bring the heat. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? New Nashville Hot is goodness in the making.
Wrapping up the A&I Fire and Water Restoration halftime report. We are tied at 14, and tonight's closed captioning is exclusively brought to you by the Bath Fitters.
Well, you know, Alan, one thing that I did notice is that St. James came into this game, or actually Socastee came into this game with a high turnover ratio. But they've done a good job securing the ball tonight.
Yeah, neither team has turned it over. St. James did on their first possession, but the official said the quarterback was down by contact. I'll beg to differ, but they got it away, and so neither team has officially turned the ball over tonight.
No, and it's been a clean played game in that respect.
Scores from around the area. Loris is rolling over Waccamaw 28-3. It's Conway trailing Carolina Forest 28-10 at the half. Hartsville doubling up on the Seahawks of Myrtle Beach 14-7 at Doug Shaw Memorial Stadium. Latta shutting out Hannah Pamplico 14-0 at the half. Lake City leading Lakewood 7-0 in the second quarter. Let's see. Green Sea Floyd's is down to the Black Nasty of Lamar 27-0. And West Florence rolling it up on North Myrtle Beach in the second quarter 26-7. And I know you heard how Myrtle Beach beat West Florence last Friday night, Coach.
Oh, yeah, that was a heartbreaker. I can tell you.
You're talking about a heartbreaker of heartbreakers.
I remember one time we were playing West Florence down there, and at the last play of the game, we had to throw a double pass to win the game, and those take your heart out. It took Wayne Cato was the coach down there at the time. No, it was Neville Files.
Neville Files.
And he told me years later, he said, that broke my heart.
Well, I tell you what, that because I said on the scoreboard show with Phil Kornblut that, you know, West Florence had a 2-touchdown lead going into the fourth quarter. Surely they won the game. And they said, no, they didn't. On the last play of the game, Goodrow throws it as far as he can throw it. And the receiver caught it at the 1-yard line and fell backwards into the end zone on the last play of the game.
And, you know, Alan, you got to give a little bit of credit to the mentality of a coach in that situation. And Mickey's done a great job of making those kids at Myrtle Beach believe they can beat anybody anytime. And that's the only way you're going to come back in games like that.
Well, I was as shocked as anybody, but I can imagine my friend Lane Harris screaming to beat the band like a wild banshee at the end of that one.
I told Lane if he didn't quit calling games at Myrtle Beach, we were going to run him out of Conway.
All right, St. James is ready to kick it off to start the second half. Socastee kicked off to start the game. St. James gave it to him, and on the next possession, they scored their first touchdown in a big hole. That is for Socastee. Jonathan Goswick. I didn't have my board down and ready to go for the kickoff, and Jonathan Goswick.
Yeah, and I can tell, you can see right here, Alan, we had some great blocks thrown. Look on the outside right here. He ended up blocking two. He hit that seam, and then the kicker fell down. But they did a great job folding from the backside and making the play on that.
The Hyshawn Hill saved a touchdown for the St. James Sharks, and they set up in great field position at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10. Here comes the heavy rush. And it's going to be Rocco Wojcik running out of bounds at the 20-yard line, so he picks up about 6. It'll be, or call it 7. It'll be 2nd down 3.
And Wojcik had to use his legs there because they really had him pinned in, but he did a great job of getting outside. That tackle was made by Logan Marsh on the end out there.
So 2nd down and 3 for Socastee. Receiver to the near side is Hayes Hardwick. Hardwick is made his 9th catch in the first half of this season. And the Braves are looking to draw first blood here in the second half. They were down 7-0 and 14-7 and tied it each time. And here's Rocco Wojcik going into the end zone, and it skips off the fingertips of Hayes Hardwick. Would have been 6 for Socastee.
Yeah, and he was trying to catch. He ran a double hitch outside trying to put that corner in a situation where he covered one of the others. We can see it. It wasn't there, and he used his legs and ran around and did a great job. Overthrew him just a little bit. That's tough to get your hands on there.
Check that. That was Caden O'Keefe out of the backfield on the wheel route, was in the end zone, and he had his hands on the football, but it ricochets off, and it's 2nd, make it 3rd down and a long 3 right at the 20-yard line.
St. James looked like they wanted then to heat the quarterback up, and they were going to heat him up on the width of the field. Socastee changed the play, St. James then changed their defense, and now they had him coming from the short side of the field.
And there's a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. Tied at 14, just underway. Second half on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals, powered by Mr. Sparky.
With the Sonic 2 for $7 deal, you can choose from 3 delicious favorites for only $7. A Sonic cheeseburger, chicken sandwich, or a foot-long chili cheese coney. It might be the greatest pairing since cherry and limeade. Sonic 2 for $7 deal.
When it comes to protecting the environment, we're all on the same team. Horry County Solid Waste Authority has a game plan for protecting tomorrow's environment today. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Visit solidwasteauthority.org for more information. The Horry County Solid Waste Authority is protecting tomorrow's environment today. Do your part to help reduce pollution caused by waste. Just remember these 3 words: reduce, reuse, recycle. Visit solidwasteauthority.org for more helpful information.
With Sonic Trick or Treat Blasts, you get Oreo cookie pieces, Heath Toffee, and M&M's Minis blended with creamy soft serve. 3 Halloween favorites, without even having to steal from your children. Sonic Trick or Treat Blasts.
Hold on. 11:35 to play, third quarter just underway. The Braves, a long return on the kickoff down to the 30-yard line, but they've got a possession down on third, or do they go for it on fourth, Coach?
Yeah, they're going to go for it right here. They know that a touchdown is extremely important. Of course, it depends on what happens on third.
Yep. So Rocco Wojcik with Caden O'Keefe in the backfield with him. He's got 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the field side and 2 to the boundary, and he's got a man across the middle wide open. He makes the catch, and he's got running room into the end zone. Touchdown, Kadir Scott, his 3rd of the night.
Yeah, and I tell you, Scott's quite an impressive athlete. I thought that when he took that ball, he ran it with authority right here, too, because there's a lot to navigate right in there. And see how he ran through that tackle to get in the end zone?
Talk about splitting the double team.
He absolutely did.
And the Braves take their first lead tonight with 8:28 to play, just over a half minute gone in the second half.
Yeah, they really had an impressive, if you want to call it a drive, because it started with the kickoff return, and then it was a short drive to get in the end zone. It'll be interesting to see how the Sharks respond right here. Am I correct in saying that the Sharks haven't been behind yet?
No,
who scored first? St. James
scored first.
Socastee evened it up. So this is the first time that the Sharks have been behind. So we'll see how they respond right here.
Yep. St. James scored on their second possession and their 4th possession, and Socastee scored on their 3rd possession and their last possession of the first half to tie it up right before the break.
Right.
So it's now 21-14 as Alon Levy made the kick.
Yeah, and that was a 3-play, 27-yard drive and ended up with a 27-yard touchdown pass. It took a total of 22 seconds off the clock. I mean, we're looking at 11:28 right now. Counting the kickoff, it was 22 seconds.
Well, what a play by the Socastee Braves. Kadir Scott. I mean, he just is excitement personified. He can do it both on the ground and through the air.
Levy has his men on the field ready for the kickoff.
All right. Braves will kick it off from left to right on the ensuing kickoff. That's Alon Levy. He does all the place kicking for Socastee. Rocco Wojcik is the punter, but Levy kicks it deep for the first time tonight, and it's into the end zone. Should be a touchback.
No.
They pick it up at the 1.
Well,
they're going to bring it out.
He had to pick that ball up then.
Uh-oh, bad decision. Picks it up at the 1-yard line and brings it back to the 7.
He didn't have a choice then, because had he not picked that up, it could have been recovered by St. James. It would have, or by Socastee. It would have been their football.
But he
you can see right here.
He couldn't have kneeled it in the end zone if he touched it in the field of play.
You can't take it out of the field of play and kneel in the end zone.
Okay.
So he had no choice there, and it was a great kickoff. You know, it's the first time, Alan, we've seen a deep kick all night.
Deep kick.
And with the strong leg of these kickers, I'm surprised we haven't seen more. Now, they got to get it out of here and get it out of harm's way. It would be a success for St. James right now if they could turn the ball over beyond the 50-yard line.
It's going to be 1st and 10. I believe it's at the 8-yard line for St. James. And they got one man wide to the near side, two to the far. They hand off to Isaiah, and he turns the corner. He found a hole around the left side. Isaiah Brown picked up a first down for St. James, moved the sticks.
Yeah, and that tackle was made by Radvansky, and I thought that he had an excellent run then, because they had a couple of chances to bring him down near or a little beyond the line of scrimmage, and he got them out to a good point here. They're on the 20-yard line now, so they're not in bad shape.
Out of the shadow of their own end zone now, so twin receivers to the boundary left and one to the field side right. Single back pistol. He hands off to Brown again, and Brown just explodes through the hole for 9 more.
And the tackle's made by Bollinger then. And let me tell you, when your safeties are having to make those gut plays, those plays right up the middle, you're getting yardage offensively. That means the linebackers have been taken out of the equation.
22 yards on the last 2 runs by Isaiah Brown, and they've been lightning quick.
And again, you know, Tommy told me that he just really wanted to be able to control the football and keep the ball in some long drives, and that's what it appears he's trying to do here.
Schwalm on the read option keeps it himself, and he barely, luckily, gets the first down, the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down across the 30.
Yeah, and that was all him, wasn't it, Allen? He really had a great effort then. It's one of those plays that isn't all that pretty, but it was an important play for him because it doesn't put him in that third down territory backed up.
He avoided the sack. He should have been down in the backfield, and then he jumped his way across the first down markers. 1st and 10 for St. James. Twin receivers to the left, one to the right. He puts it in the belly of the running back, Keandre Haynes, and Haynes is going to pick up another Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down, 11-yard, make it 12-yard pickup for Haynes.
And the tackle was made by Johnny Singleton then. Allen, you got to be impressed with both of these coaches offensively in the adjustments that they made at halftime, because both of them have been able to come out. What you have here is just a spread sweep, and he does a great job of getting it up the field.
So 1st and 10 again, this time at the 44. Sharks take the snap. Connor Schwalm hands off. This is a new back, I believe. No, it's Keandre Haynes again. Haynes carries for 3-4 this time to the 48. So 2nd down and 6.
Radvansky and Bushong were both on that play, and they have I've called their names a bunch of times tonight, so they've both been very active defensively. Now we're looking at the ball being at midfield. It is a great accomplishment for them being where they started this drive.
Started at the 8, and they're at the 48. They hand off again right up the middle. This time Isaiah Brown gets pushed back, gang tackled by the front.
And I'm going to tell you what, Ethan Godwin laid a lick on his behind then. I mean, he hit him square and knocked him back.
Here's the A&I replay, Coach.
You can see on this replay, that's contact right there. He laid him out and knocked him back.
Great job by Ethan Godwin.
We got a conference out of the officials. I'm not exactly sure what that may be.
Coach, Ethan Godwin is starting at middle linebacker tonight in place of Michael Goswick, who injured himself off the field last week, stepped in a hole and twisted his ankle to a high ankle sprain.
Wow.
Going to be out a couple of weeks.
And those high ankle sprains can go on and on.
Yeah.
Socastee did a great job of stringing this out. Then it's going to give them 4th down at midfield. They're going to punt this away and put Socastee on the long field. That tackle then was made by Braden Bollinger. He did a good job of just kind of forcing him to take his width then. And anytime you can get a back to try to beat you with width and you got leverage on him, you got him right where you want him.
Sharks got it out to the 48 quick as a hiccup, Coach, and now they give it up 3 plays later just as fast.
Yeah, and it's going to be real important that the Sharks get a stop right here on Socastee, because I'm going to tell you, the way Socastee moved the ball on that last drive, wow, that is a heck of a punt. And that ball is going to, it went in the end zone. That was a great kick, Allen.
He caught it at around his own 30 and kicked that ball about 60 yards in the air.
Yeah, it was a great kick, and unfortunately, had he been back on his 10, he would have gotten credit for about a 70-yard kick then.
Yep, but it's actually going to be a net of, we'll call it 40. because they were at 48, so down to the 20. So, but he was standing all the way back around his 30-yard line.
And Alan, it's going to be real important here that the Sharks put a stop to Socastee's drive, because they cannot allow this crowd to go up 2 scores on them right now. I don't think either team can allow the other to go up 2 scores.
So an empty backfield for the Braves this time. 3 to the left and 2 to the right. Receivers, that is, as he brings Goswick in motion. He looking across the middle. Pass is caught in between 2 defenders.
And guess who?
Yeah, Kadir Scott again.
Yeah, and that was Keandre Hayes and Cooper Kelly making the tackle, but not until Scott had secured the ball and taken a couple of steps. You can see right here, they spread it out. He's got Scott streaking across, ran a post cut out of that number 2 position, and there they go.
One of the longest catches of this season by Kadir Scott, and he's going to catch another one for 8 more.
Yeah, and he just ran a curl route there, and the good thing about being able to go over the top on somebody is once you do, you're going to back that deep coverage up, and then once you do that, if you can curl it off in front of that deep coverage, you got something. That was a good call by Coach Hampton then.
That was on the far side of the field. That may have been Josh Brown who made that catch for Socastee, but it picks up 8 yards, and it's 2nd down and 2. Single back pistol. 3 men in motion, or make that 3 men out wide to the right. A man in motion is Kadir Scott. He hands off to the tailback, and he's going to.
And that's a great play then. I'm sorry, Alan. That was a great play then by Josh Sterling. He just kind of split his block and came off the field, came up the field, and was able to get him in the backfield. And it puts them in a, they were looking at 2nd and 2, and now they're looking at about 3rd and 4. So this is not a gimme down, 3rd and 3 maybe.
Caden O'Keefe stopped a 2-yard loss on the play. He's going to stay in the ball game at tailback. We got twin receivers to the field side right. Single back pistol. Quarterback rolls. The running back rolls out of the backfield, and this pass is almost intercepted, but dropped on the play.
And you got to give a lot of credit.
Kelly.
I'm sorry, Alan. You got to give a lot of credit to Ryan Largan then. He got in there and made a hit while the ball was still not quite caught yet.
Yeah, Cooper Kelly. The ball was behind him. It was tough, but great coverage on the play by Ryan Largan.
And, Alan, one thing that we talked about at halftime is that we have had no turnovers yet in this ball game. And that could be very decisive at some point down the stretch.
You better believe it. Turnovers can turn a game in a heartbeat. And Largan is the top tackler for the Sharks, has 70 tackles on the year. And the Braves are going to fake it. And they got a 1st down and a whole lot more. He's tight roping the sideline and finally steps out of bounds. That's Braden Bollinger.
Stepped out of bounds at the 10, and again, you had mentioned this earlier in the game, Alan. They got their quarterback back there punting, and that puts a lot of pressure on your punt return team.
Bollinger makes the catch and then goes. He tries to make it all the way to the end zone, but just can't quite tightrope it all the way.
And I'll be surprised if you don't see Kadir Scott get the carries down here.
What did I say in the first half, Coach? Misdirection on that punt. That was some misdirection right there.
Yeah, that was a lot of misdirection.
That was a magical play for the Braves. 5:26 to play in the 3rd quarter. Here's a toss to Kadir Scott on the option.
And he was run out of bounds in by Hill. He just kind of forced him out from the corner or from the safety position. Had an inside-out force.
And that is about a 4-yard gain, so it's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 6.
And this is always tough yardage down here, Alan, because you're just confined. Your secondary can tighten everything up. Now, Socastee has been throwing the ball down here in the past when you look at their statistics.
And Rocco Wojcik's going to go on a quarterback sneak himself, or call it a draw. And he gets to about the 1. We'll call it, well, they're going to say he's out at the 3. Well, I thought he got at least to the 2. But he's going to be out at the 3-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and goal from there.
Yeah, and the calls get a little tougher here because you certainly like to go up 2 full scores. but nonetheless, getting points right here puts you up more than one score. And so we'll see how this third down goes, but he's got a tough decision on fourth if he doesn't get it here.
That was a designed quarterback draw. He's got Kadir in motion, but this time it's an option. He keeps it himself. Touchdown, Socastee.
And, you know, again, they've done a great job of running that sweep with Kadir, and that was such a good fake and a well-called play then because the linebackers had gone. They're chasing the football.
He faked it to Kadir Scott this time, as they were keying on number 8. So number 2 kept it right up the middle for a Carolina Cool touchdown. And that's cool for the Braves, and they are up 2 scores now. Biggest that they've been up this season on anybody.
You know, they've been impressive on offense in this second half, Alan. They hadn't been stopped yet.
And he pipes it right down the middle to make it a 28-14 ball game. And now Tommy Norwood, does he change up the game plan at all at this point, Coach?
Well, I think what you're going to see out of Coach Norwood, what he needs to do here is just get the ball in the end zone. And so regardless of what he's thinking, he's going to try to call plays to advance the football and put it in the end zone. He's down 2 scores right now and needs to bring it back to 1, and he knows that.
Well, we've seen a lot of 2-score games in the third quarter turn in a heartbeat.
Oh, no doubt. And again, the thing that we haven't seen in this game that I'm a little surprised about, particularly given the play of these teams in the past, is we haven't seen any turnovers tonight. Because I think Socastee had maybe 10 turnovers in the first 4 or 5 games.
And that's 16 turnovers.
16,
Coach.
okay.
16
so I knew
turnovers.
It was a high number. And they've done a great job of protecting the football tonight. Now, Alan, that was an 8-play, 80-yard drive with a 3-yard touchdown run and only took 2 minutes.
Yep, they've turned it over actually 13 times. Check that.
And
they've
3
got
interceptions.
3 interceptions, 6 takeaways, and only 46 yards rushing last week against Sumter. And they have turned the tables this week on the Sharks.
Yeah, and yet this game is a long way from being over. They got a high kickoff here.
And Shropshire is going to take it, and he gets a vicious hit. Boy.
Yeah, that was number 15, Daniel DeVoe, and he obviously, those are the ones you love. You're running down full speed on those kickoffs, and that guy's got his feet sitting still, and it's time to take that kind of shot, and he did it. That was a good hit. He'll remember that one a long time.
Yeah,
he even got a chest bump from the coach there.
Chest bump from the coach. Yeah, and Shropshire didn't call fair catch, and he took the punishment for it.
Yeah, and St. James' response right here is real important, Alan.
At the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Twins right, 1 left. He's got a tight end this way, and he rolls out to his right. He's going to be flushed. He felt that pressure from behind, Coach, and now he's going to make something out of nothing, or at least he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and not lose anything.
I tell you what, and that was Ethan Godwin that made the lick on the sideline, and anytime you get to put a lick on a quarterback like that, you kind of lick your chops. And he brought it to him right here. You can see on the replay he was forced outside, and he had to do that. He did a great job of avoiding that, but as he goes outside, Ethan put a lick on him right here.
Well, Radvansky was chasing him from behind, and that 6th sense by a quarterback, he just felt him right there, didn't he, Coach?
I'm sure.
So he puts it in the belly of the running back, and he's going to give it to him, and it's going to be positive yards.
Yeah, it looks like he got about 7 or 8 then, Alan. It's kind of hard to tell when he got over there on the sideline if he was stepping out or got pushed out.
Yeah, and that's Keandre Hayes. I was wondering who got it. Have to look at the monitor sometimes, and Hayes is sitting on the sideline, and he looks like he's in pain.
Yeah, and he could be cramping up. It's been a pretty intense game for both of these teams.
He's got a couple of players standing over him, but not being attended to by the athletic trainer yet. It's 3rd down and 2. And he hands off to Brown. Brown tries to fall forward for the 1st down.
And he does.
Second effort gets it by about a half yard.
Yeah, and that was just strength then. He did a great job of just keeping the play alive and ended up getting that 1st down. And they're not in bad shape right now. If they can take this ball down and put it in the end zone, they're back in this game.
Under 4 minutes before the ball is snapped. On 1st and 10, Myrtle Beach Hyundai 1st down. Twin receivers left, 1 right. Puts it in the belly of Brown again. Isaiah is taken down after a gain of only 1 on the left side.
And that was Godwin on the tackle then. And what they did a great job of here, he continued to stretch. Their defense continued to just stretch this play. This play is designed to go off tackle, but they stretched it out, and he was able to come in from behind and make the play.
Top tackler on the team, Ethan Godwin, made the grab from behind. So it's 2nd down and 8. 2-yard pickup by Brown on the play. He's gone over 500 yards on the season now with tonight's action. And Connor Schwalm, looking for daylight, finds it to the tune of about 8 yards. So he's going to be close to the sticks.
And Schwalm wanted to go left then with the football, Allen, but he was covered outside the corner and walked up on that receiver. But he did a great job of making something out of nothing then.
So they did move the chains. So it's going to be 1st and 10 on the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down. He'll send Shropshire to the right. Brings Connor Barton to the left. And he's got Brown with him in the backfield. He fakes it to him. Now keeps it himself. That was not really a read option. That was more, what do you call the counter there, Coach?
Well, actually, I was looking at the secondary. What Socastee did then, they had 5 across in the secondary, and they rolled the 2 safeties down to become more like strong safeties and played cover 3 behind them.
Schwalm picks up 7, so it'll be 2nd down and 3. And he's got twin receivers right, 1 to the left. I got the open window here. I can see better, Coach. Throw it out, the little slip screen underneath. Great tackle in the open field by the Braves.
Yeah, and it was after he got about a yard or 2, but nonetheless, that's going to put him in a 3rd and short. And that play then was made by Daniel DeVoe, and I thought he did a great job of breaking on the ball then.
So 3rd down 3, no gain on the play. Ball at the 38-yard line. And this could be 2-down territory, don't you think, Coach?
Oh, yeah, I guarantee you, especially when you're 2 scores down, it dictates that for you.
Ball on the right hash. They hand off to the tailback. He's fighting for yardage, but he can't find it. Then he breaks away, breaks 2 tackles, picks up the first down and about 3 more. That was all Isaiah Brown's single individual effort.
Yes, it was, and I tell you the other thing he did there, he just kept the play alive, and I thought he was going to get pushed out of bounds, but you can see how he's just such a daggum strong back. See how he is right here. He cuts it back inside and gets the needed yardage, and that's important right now. You don't get put in that 4th down situation.
A&I Fire and Water Restoration replay on the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down. 1st and 10 from the 33. Handoff, no, quarterback keeper. Connor Schwalm finds the edge and carries for 8 more. Boy, Schwalm, he is a deceptive runner, boy.
Yeah, he is, and DeVoe made the tackle there, but not until he had gained about 7 yards. And he's looking at 2nd and 3 right now. If they want to throw the football, this would be a good down to do it, Allen. But then again, when you're running the football with the efficiency they have, then why not continue to do that?
We're down to 80 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Man in motion is Cooper Kelly. Kelly gets the pitch on this option, and he is tracked by the Braves. Fights for yardage, picks up maybe 1.
I think he may have lost
a yard. Yeah, he lost a yard. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and the tackle then was made by both Young and Bushong. They both strung it out and just forced him to kind of cut it back inside.
3rd and a long 3 coming up. And coming into the ball game with the play is the tight end, Jace Leninger. For St. James, he'll send Shropshire wide to the right. Brings Barton wide to the left. In the slot is, well, the quarterback is going to go to Brown again, and Brown just searches, and finds an opening. Enough for the first down and about 15 more.
And he's pushed out of bounds by Goswick, but it was after he had done a lot of damage then. And I love the way he set the play up then, because he got out there, he was out leveraged, and he just kind of slowed him down a little bit, let the defender stick his nose inside and then outside. You saw a great block there, too, by number 11, Shropshire. I thought he did a good job with his block then and kind of sprung it.
Elbowed out of bounds at the 8-yard line, 1st and goal. They hand off to Brown again. Brown gets behind those big offensive linemen and barrels his way inside the 5, close to the 2.
Yeah, and you know, Alan, really, from what I've seen, the two backs that are so important in this football game, both Brown and then on the other end, you're talking about Brown, Scott,
Brown and
Quadrille Scott. Between those two backs, they're kind of making the difference.
Well, we're going to move to the other end of the field, Coach, and it's 28-14 going to the final 12 minutes on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals, powered by Mr. Sparky.
Warning, the Phillies ad contains content that may be upsetting to Philadelphians. Fried chicken on a Philly. Finally, the Philly done right. Zaxby's Fried Chicken Philly. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
You might have seen our signs in your neighborhood. We're not just your local roofer. We're your neighbors, too. We understand how important your home is to you, and we're here to protect it. Hurricane season brings heavy wind and rain and can cause major damage to your roof. We'll have our experts inspect your roof so you can be prepared for the storm ahead.
We're the cutest roofing inspectors in town.
We stand by our promises, and we'll prove it to you.
Hello, everybody. Cecil Chandler from Myrtle Beach Hyundai. What do you look for when you're buying a new car? Low interest rates? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has it. The best warranty? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has it. Top-notch service? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has it. Great gas mileage? Myrtle Beach Hyundai has that too. So what are you waiting on? Come on down to the new luxury Myrtle Beach Hyundai and test drive a 2023 Hyundai. Remember, here at Myrtle Beach Hyundai, we treat you like family.
At HTC, we're here to keep you connected across our area. Here to provide solutions that fit your needs. Here to make it easy to switch. Here to build real connections in our community. Here to help you save with a bundle that fits your needs. And most importantly, we're here to keep you connected to what matters most in your life. Connect to HTC today to get the largest fiber optic network in the area and one of the fastest starting speeds.
Tonight's closed captioning is exclusively brought to you by Bathfitter.
Zaxby's new Philly. The garlic aioli, grilled peppers and onions with melty cheese make it a Philly, but the chicken makes it Zaxby's. Try it fried or grilled. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
36 minutes are in the books, and Socastee holding on to a 14-point lead, but that could be short-lived if they push it in from the 3-yard line. Third down or make it second down. I thought it was third, but the down marker says 2nd and 3. Second and goal from the 3-yard line. St. James trying to push it into the end zone to our right.
It will be second down and goal for the Sharks.
Man in motion is Cooper Kelly. They're going to give it off to Brown. Brown again searching for daylight. Can't find it this time. The Braves are going to gang tackle him back around the 10.
Yeah, and my bet would be that Brown's going to get it 2 more times. Now, they helped themselves tremendously then because that was about a 3 or 4 yard loss, wasn't it, Alan?
Yep, back to the 8.
And that's tough yardage down there. You got 8 yards to go down on the goal line. You gotta get a play that's clean. And that hasn't come a lot tonight because most of the time they've had a hand on them before they got a yard or two.
Third down and goal from the 8-yard line on a 5-yard loss. Brown is still in the backfield, but they're going to pass this time. It's Connor Schwalm, or is he going to run it? He's going to take it himself to the 5, to the 1. Touchdown, St. James, as he slides in head first.
Yeah, he still had the ball up as he was running, but I knew what that rascal was going to do with it.
He had it in his mind all the way, didn't he, Coach?
He just wanted to slow the defense down a little bit and make them think he might throw it. That rascal was going to the house.
Well, he ducked in right here and head first slide for the touchdown. He took a little shot to the helmet, but he'll take it for 6.
Yeah, he looks like he felt it right there, too.
So this will cut the lead to a 1-score game. Pending the extra point, Hector Rodriguez
Now, what's Allen is it at least gave St. James some time to rest on defense. That's the great thing about having a long, sustaining drive like they had been. And so hopefully their defense will come out and be a little more effective against Socastee than they have in those first 2 drives. You realize we've had only 3 drives in this half so far?
Yep.
That was a 14-play, 66-yard drive with an 8-yard touchdown run. Took close to 6 minutes off the clock then, Alan.
Tell you what, our friend Ashley Smith would love a game like this tonight. The kickers are perfect, and they have got big legs.
Well, Ashley wouldn't know what perfect kicking is.
Oh, now, come on, Coach. I know you love my man Ashley.
I love me some Ashley Smith. I do.
Hector Rodriguez and Alon Levy are both big leg kickers.
Well, you know, Ashley was actually a pretty good receiver for quite a while there at Conway. He played receiver for us up through when he started playing varsity, and we were down doing a tackling drill one day, and he broke his arm, and I think he decided then that he was going to be a kicker.
Well, I told you what got me out of the game of football. The old two-handed head slap. I was a center, and this Ronnie Bajaw was the nose tackle, and I snapped the ball, and he hit me with both hands on the side of my head, and I woke up about 45 minutes later. And I said, this game is not for me. You know, they outlawed that head slap.
Yeah, they did outlaw it. They had to. I mean, it was a darn effective.
It was very effective. My ears still ring today, I think, because of that. 11-11. The fourth quarter, St. James is drawn to within a score, and they're going to onside kick, but it's right into the hands of Socastee's Johnny Singleton.
Yeah, they were trying to take them by surprise then. It's obvious now. I don't like the idea of putting Socastee on a short field, but remember the last time they had a long return. So the thought process could have been, well, I don't want to kick it deep to them. They got a good return guy back there. We'll take our chances right here. But it's very important, I think you will agree with me, that the Sharks get a stop here.
Absolutely. As long as you said, there was only 3 drives so far in this half. And this is the second drive of the second half for the Braves. And they give it off to Caden O'Keefe. May have been a face mask. No flag down, though.
Yeah, I think it was just kind of an incidental one in. That tackle was made by Hill, number 3, the strong safety.
That's a long run for Caden O'Keefe right there, 7 yards.
Yeah, and I don't think they want to get O'Keefe going vertical. That's where he's strong. He's going to hit it up in there and run hard. So we'll see. Now, with what they've been doing on the perimeter, I think it's good to be able to run between the tackles like that.
Hardwick and Goswick go wide to the right, but they give it to Kadir Scott, and Scott just slides down after reaching the line of scrimmage. I don't know if he gained anything, so it'll be third and 3.
My defensive coach in college called that self-tackleization.
Exactly. That's self-preservation is what that was. 10-13 to go on the rolling clock. Twins right and left. Single setback. Rocco Wojcik takes the snap. Now he's going to draw. Quarterback draw. He's got the first down and a late hit. Flags come in from every direction.
Yeah, and you're gonna basically see that. It could have an impact on an ejection. I don't know, but the bottom line on that is once the quarterback starts his slide, he's not a target anymore. And it's tough defensively because you're coming in and you finally get a shot on that knucklehead and you want to take it. And yet, once he starts to slide, you got to get off of him.
And he did it at just the right time. He had gotten the first down and added about 8 to it, went down at the 35, and then he was piled on, and flags came from the back, from the front, from the side, and then one went down late. So somebody may have said something that is off limits.
Yeah, and I tell you, Alan, another thing here that's important is there could be an ejection. I think that's what the officials are talking about right now. Personally, I think the kid was just playing football, and yet that could happen in this particular situation. Now, I don't know what the other penalty may have been.
Here's the indication.
But it appeared to be 2, a personal foul, which we knew we had that.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against them, yeah.
Yeah, so
that's going to add 15 to the end of the run, and it's going to go all the way down to around the 20-yard line.
And we just had another flag. Oh, I thought he threw another flag. He was throwing it back to the official.
Yeah. He led with the shoulder there, Coach.
Yes, he did.
But he talked to him. He told him about it as he was getting up.
Well, but he still, once he starts to slide, you got to get off of him.
Yep.
And that certainly set Socastee up. They're down on the 10-yard line now with the first down.
That must have been a second penalty, Coach, because it was at the 30.
There was that personal foul, and then there was a second penalty behind that.
Yeah, they went half the distance of the goal from the 20, so it's first and goal from the 10.
Yeah, and that's hard. That's a hard area. I never wanted to be first and goal from the 10. If I got close, I'd rather have it on the 12 or 13 than the 10.
Tommy Norwood has called the lead official over to the sideline for a full report. He wanted to know exactly what that second unsportsmanlike conduct penalty was for that marched it, again, half the distance down to the 10.
I have an idea. Somebody said something that Mama wouldn't want to hear.
Yeah. So it's first and goal from there. Was going to be first and 10 from the 20. But he puts Kadir Scott in motion. He fires across the middle. Is it caught? No, incomplete.
And he basically wanted to take advantage of the rotating secondary then, because what happened, the linebacker was vacating once Kadir went in motion. They had to. And once he vacated it, he was one-on-one backside, but just didn't quite point the pass where it needed to be. And that play was made by Clondre Haynes. I thought he did a good job with his coverage, even though the pass was a little bit behind the receiver.
Got an injured player in the end zone. That pass was low, intended for Josh Brown. We take time out with the Braves knocking on the door, leading by 7 on the Friday Night Rivals. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky and Conway Medical Center.
CMC Orthopedics has the team you need to keep you on the move. These specialists in sports medicine, joint replacement, shoulder and elbow, hand and wrist, hip and knee, foot and ankle, spine care, and comprehensive pain management use the latest technologies and advanced treatments. Nationally recognized and fellowship trained at some of the top hospitals in the country, CMC Orthopedics helps your family live happier, healthier lives. CMC Orthopedics, medicine in motion.
About 71% of the Earth's surface is covered by water, but not all of it is clean enough to drink. With the Brita Pro Whole Home Water Filtration System from Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, your family can enjoy cleaner, better tasting water right from your own tap. Call us today and learn more about a brand new Brita Pro Whole Home Water Filtration System today.
Benjamin Franklin is the punctual plumber.
If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
Tony Zag from Mr. Sparky joining us now to talk. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great.
Good.
I'm great. It's great to be back out here.
I know football season. Hey, just talk about your sponsorship for this event over the last 5 years and just what it means for you to sponsor Friday Night Rivals.
You know, it's so nice for us to be able to come out here, support all the area's youth, including the PD, which we have a store at now where we're able to handle their plumbing and electrical needs as well. But, just being throughout the whole community, it gives these young athletes a way to shine a little bit, and we like helping them be able to highlight those days of their being out here playing hard and digging in. Standing out here, you're seeing some student athletes already practicing out here, and it's warm.
I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for sponsoring it.
Yeah.
Back with 9:47 to play in the football game. Socastee is inside the 10-yard line as the St. James player goes down in the end zone on the incomplete pass. Tonight's closed captioning is exclusively brought to you by the Bath Fitters. 28-21, Socastee leads with a chance to add to it. Second down and 10. Incomplete pass, as I said, was intended for Josh Brown. Brown has one touchdown through the air this year. He's caught 31 passes. I think he has one at least tonight, maybe two. And he's going to throw again. Or is he? Rocco spins. They got a flag down, probably a hold. It's a touchdown for the Braves, but it's likely coming back.
Yeah, that would be my guess, Alan, because where that flag was thrown was exactly – and what happened then, when you have those quick passes, they engage right now. And then what happens when the quarterback tries to escape, those linemen are left in a bad spot.
Right.
And then when that guy gets by them, they're going to reach out and grab his behind.
Yeah, you don't want your quarterback to get mauled in the backfield.
Exactly, and so the play itself lends itself to that.
Pass was caught in the end zone, but it is going to be brought back. 10-yard penalty. It's going to be second down and goal from the 20.
And that's going to put them back on the 20, like you said, Alan. And that's a lot tougher territory. Now, they decided to throw the ball then. I'd be surprised if they didn't do the same here again.
And another thing, Rocco was probably lucky he threw that ball up for grabs that it wasn't intercepted, and worse things happen than a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, you know, we've talked about how important a turnover would be in this game, and these teams have played it very clean, both of them.
Twin receivers right and left. Man in motion. This is Goswick. And Goswick is looking for it, but they're going to throw it across the middle, and it was behind the intended receiver, Kadir Scott.
And I tell you, I thought that Hill came up and made a really good play on that ball. But there again, as a safety back there, which is where he was playing then, you don't mind making that break because you got a condensed end zone behind you.
Third down and goal from the 20. Socastee's kicker has the leg to get it there from here, but...
And I think at this point in the game, Alan, that is a big kick.
No doubt it would be to go up 2 scores. And Rocco's going to go all the way with it, though, into the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. Socastee. That is Josh Brown, who yanked it out of the air for a Carolina Cool touchdown, and the Braves are back up by 2 scores.
Yeah, and Alan, that looked like anybody's ball in, and he wanted it worse than anybody else.
There was a flag down, but it's going to be a defensive penalty, so the touchdown is going to stand. What a catch by Josh Brown to just go up and just snatch that ball out of the air.
And that ball was thrown in a lot of company. You can see right here that it's very well contested.
Kadir Scott was in the area too. But
well, that's where I thought they were throwing it when I first saw it go up. But then Brown's been pretty important to them tonight as well. Between Brown and Kadir, that's pretty much been their offense tonight.
Left-footed kicker Alon Levy on to add his 5th extra point tonight. The holder is Rocco Wojcik. He's in on everything. Here's the snap, the place, the kick is up. Got plenty of leg, and it splits the pipes. 35-21, and time is running out on the Sharks, Coach.
Yeah, you know, you got 9.5 minutes in the football game, and you can say with a 2-score game, it's anybody's game. But this have been dominant tonight, obviously. I haven't seen a lot of defensive stops. So it is a lot of score when your offense is playing as well as they have.
Thank you, Paul.
And so I think it's going to be important for those guys to step up. That was a 6-play drive, 51 yards, and ended up with a 20-yard touchdown pass. Again, took a minute 45 to get in the end zone. So the offenses have both shown tonight.
And the onside kick kind of comes back to bite him, Coach, with a short field.
Well, it does, and the problem with that is when you onside kick like that, you may not affect yourself initially, but the field position gets the best of you over a series of turning the ball over to the other team.
Those stats brought to you from my friend Paul Gable. Our spotter tonight is Deshaun Mayhews, and thank you, Deshaun, for good work tonight. He is a running back on the JV team. Only a sophomore, so he's expecting to be in the black and gold next year.
Yeah, and I've seen 2 or 3 little girls coming up here waving at him.
Yeah.
We might even be getting him a date tonight, Alan.
He's stone-faced, Coach.
Oh, he's got to be cool
stone-faced
when you make a statement like that, see.
See, they mark off the penalty on that touchdown on the kickoff, so they're kicking off from the other 45, and why not kick it into the end zone?
Absolutely.
So that's going to be brought out to the 20. First and 10 for the Sharks, and they are down by 14. And so plenty of time for St. James, but they need to march it to get a score pretty quickly, and then they can, hopefully
the bottom line here is you're right, Alan. They want to score quickly, but more importantly, they want to score.
Got to score. That's exactly right.
Because they have to do that to get back in this game.
Keandre Hayes is in the backfield with Connor Schwalm. They'll give it to him. He gets behind his blockers, but Socastee fills the hole after a gain of about 3, maybe 4.
And that tackle then was made by a bunch of Socastee Braves. And you see Socastee really flying to the football right now. And I think St. James is really going to have to mix it up as far as their play selection. They've been a little run heavy or a lot run heavy. They're going to have to do a little everything now because they got some clock issues as well.
3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. 5-yard pickup. Second down, 5. Twin receivers left. That's the wide side of the field. He's looking that way. He fires. He's got an open man. It's a first down and about 8 more. So about a 10-yard pickup. We'll make that a 12-yard pickup, and it'll be Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down.
Yeah, and it looked like just a curl-out combination over there, and the strong safety ran up to take the out cut, and the curl's wide open for him. Linebacker didn't quite get back there because they're running the ball so effectively.
Carter Barton made his 11th catch of the season right there. Had one early. That was intended for Jace Shropshire. And Jace drops it right at the first or the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and I think Jace's concern right then was just keeping his feet in bounds because he had gotten wide out there. That ball was broken up or defended by Patrick Young now.
I thought one of the officials threw a flag, but he picks it up and sticks it back in his pants without an indication. So,
well, he needs to tighten his britches up.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it just slid down his leg. Second down, 10. Ball at the 39. He rolls right. Connor Schwalm. Is he going to run? Yes, he will. And he won't get very far. Maybe 2. So it'll be 3rd and 7.
Big down right here, Alan, because I think that really they're forced into if they don't get it right here on 3rd, they got a tough call to make because that's going to have to give Socastee at least 2 more offensive possessions before they can reclaim the lead here before St. James can. And so I think this is an important down, maybe the most important one of the game.
Schwalm has Keandre Hayes in the backfield. Make that Haynes in the backfield with him. Twins to the left, one to the right. He's looking right, but now he runs left. And he's going to try to keep it himself, and the Braves are all over him, but he breaks a tackle and gets the first down, runs out of bounds in Socastee territory.
That was an impressive run by Schwalm.
Oh, he should have been down in the backfield.
No question, and he turned that into a first down, which gives him more life. We got a flag on the field, and I'm not sure what the officials are talking. Let's see what we get.
St. James is clapping as if the penalty is on the Braves. He stepped out of bounds right at the 50-yard line, so the ball divides the field.
Yeah, I was looking at the down marker and thinking to myself, he got further than that, but I was looking at the wrong marker.
So let's see. It is going to be against the Braves. They're marking the white.
I think they're going to decline, Allen. It looks like it.
I don't know what that penalty would be. It was thrown by the back judge. It was a holding on the defense.
Yeah, probably holding on one of the receivers because usually when that quarterback rolls out, the receivers have already made their cuts and they're into their routes. And if they adjust that route, sometimes those defenders have no choice but to grab them because they don't want to get it behind them.
Boy, they added to the end of the run there, Coach. That's interesting. All the way down to the 40.
Yep.
So because he started at the 41, now he's at the Braves 40. And he throws underneath a middle screen, and he just took his eyes off of it before he
and that was broken up then by Noah Slade. I thought that Socastee did a good job with their underneath coverage then because what you want on that middle screen, you want those linebackers to drop deep out of there and you want the line to rush it, and you got a seam up in there, but there was no seam then.
He heard Noah Slade's footsteps coming and dropped the football. Second down, 10. Single back pistol. Twins to the boundary side, one to the field side, gives it to Haynes, and Haynes can't find any daylight.
Yeah, and Socastee defense is coming up big right now. We had to tackle in by Preston May, and also both safeties were in on that. So there again, 3rd and 9, big play. And, of course, they are in 4-down territory right now. We both know that. So they've got 2 downs to get 9, and based on what they've been doing, that's not unbelievable.
The clock rolls under 7 minutes, though. They've had the ball for 2.5 minutes on this drive. And Schwalm gets forced out of the pocket. He's going to keep it himself. Will he pick up another first down? I think he's going to be short by about a yard.
Yeah, but, you know, he's been impressive on the run. He doesn't look like he's running that fast, but people don't seem to be catching him.
Boy, that was a favorable spot. They give him the first down.
Wow, that was a nice spot. I think they gave him the benefit of the roll then.
Yep. So his butt went down at about the 31, but the football may have been at the 30.
Yeah. You're being kind to officials, Alan. Yeah. What's up with that?
I know. What is up with that?
I don't know.
6:37 to play. Timeout on the field, and we've got one with you. So, yeah, that's probably right. All right, 35-21. Socastee in front on the Conway Medical Center Friday Night Rivals, powered by Mr. Sparky.
Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast bake goodness into your morning. Choose a biscuit with sausage and egg, biscuit and gravy, or a country fried steak biscuit. Any two, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Clean water. We use it in different ways, from bathing to drinking to brushing our teeth. But do you know what's in your water? With a Brita Pro whole home water filtration system from Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, you can take control of your water quality, and your family can enjoy cleaner, better tasting water right from your own tap. Call us today and learn more about a brand new Brita Pro whole home water filtration system today.
Benjamin Franklin is the punctual plumber.
If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
There's a new flavor in Hardee's Craft Kitchen. Nashville Hot Chicken. Juicy, 100% white meat dipped in buttermilk, hand-breaded and seasoned to bring the heat. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? New Nashville Hot is goodness in the making.
3 minutes have been run off the clock on this drive, Coach. I said they needed to score quickly, but I think you were more to the point. They just need to score. Still with 3.5 or 6.5 minutes to go.
Well, and they're going to have to depend on their defense. There's no question about it. Socastee has not been stopped on any drive in the second half. And if St. James wants to win this game, they've got to have a stop.
Yep.
And so in an ideal world, you don't have to worry about that. But they have got to score, and then they've got to stop.
Barton and Kelly to the left, Shropshire to the right. But they hand it off up the middle to Brown. Isaiah carries for about 6, maybe 7. It'll be second down and a long 3.
And that tackle then was made by William Hall, the middle linebacker. And
going without a huddle. Second down and 3. And they give it again right up the middle. And Brown will move the chains, but that's about it. About a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, and I think what you're seeing here, Alan, Tommy understands how important it is to get in the end zone. And yet he also understands that he's got to do it quickly.
Mm-hmm. And the clock stops as they move the first down markers. Now they roll it. Single back pistol, looking deep, but he throws underneath. Pass is caught, 6-yard pickup. Nice little underneath. I believe that was for Barton.
Yeah, and the play then was made by Patrick Young. He pushed him out of bounds, and he's just squatting over there at corner, and he threw right there, and Young did a good job of getting his hands on him.
Carter Barton he looked like he was going deep, but he turned around, kind of a button hook, and caught it for a 6-yard gain. Second down 4.
I'd be surprised if Brown doesn't get some carries here real soon.
And now Schwalm got plenty of time. Now he's flushed, and he gets out of one tackle, but he ain't going to get out of that one. Well, he was stood up, and they They were screaming, hold him up.
That was Daniel DeVoe, and he came up and laid a lick on him then. And yet he set himself up because he got out of that thing and he was standing straight up. DeVoe hit him in the mouth.
So we'll call it a 1 yard loss.
Yeah, and you can see it right here. Again, he just kind of set himself up because he got his he got his balance, and as soon as before he could squat back down, he got hit.
DeVoe got him down, a 1 yard loss, and now he's going to run it again. Now he throws across the middle, caught in the end zone, touchdown for St. James.
And we got a flag back there, and I can't imagine what it might be other than a late hit.
Yes, I was going to say either a late hit or maybe an unsportsmanlike penalty against the Braves.
And if it is a late hit, it really helps because then you don't have the concerns of the kickoff. You can just kick it in the end zone out of the back of the end zone.
Mm-hmm. Ben Hampton wants an explanation. And I don't see the official yet. Okay, they're still discussing it in that scrum. The touchdown was caught.
And
assume it'll flag. Yeah, they did signal for the touchdown. I don't think they're going to take the 6 off the board.
Looking at the posture of the Socastee defense, it doesn't look like it, does it?
No. We'll get an A&I replay here in a minute. The touchdown is good.
And the big question here, Alan, is whether or not that's going to be assessed.
Personal foul.
Whether or not it's going to be assessed on the kickoff, because if it is, it's a great time for an onside kick.
So they will assess it on the kickoff. Then they get in the end zone. Here's the CMC replay, and I want to see who got this because he threw it into a pile, and the catch was made, and I still don't have a number. It was Cooper Kelly.
Yeah, I don't get that call, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Now, the key here is, first of all, make this. They need to kick it in. High snap, he gets it in.
Good job by the holder, Baylor Tibbetts, to get it down, and the extra point is good, so it cuts it back to a 7-point ball game again.
So, where's the kickoff going to be placed?
From the 45
that's the
of the
big
Braves.
question, because if it is from the 45 of the Braves, you're going to onside kick it, because here's the thought process. If they're able to go down the field and from the 50-yard line, if you onside kick it, or the 45, they're going to be able to do it probably from the 30. So I think your chances are you take those chances, you onside kick it,
You'd rather
and see if you
onside
get the
kick
football.
than kick it out of the end zone.
Yes, because there again, yardage is not as important as them stopping them right now and getting the football back.
Or possession right away.
10 or 15 yards is not as important to them because the way Socastee's been running the football, they can burn a good bit of time right here and then give them the ball on a long field. If they can get this in there in the driver's seat, but even if they don't get it, Socastee's going to be able to give them the ball on a long field, and they'll have more time to deal with.
Socastee's trying to break a 5-game losing streak. And as I said in the pregame, neither of these teams wants to go 0-2 in region play. And like you said, Coach, with a 5-team region, one win almost guarantees you a spot in the playoffs.
Well, and it does. And what's happening, they're going to get 4 out of this region. And what's going to happen, since Conway beat St. James last week, if St. James can win this one, then it puts them back on an even slate. But then Socastee would have to pick up a win down the line. And if Socastee can win this one, Conway's in the driver's seat to get in the playoffs. Socastee probably would join them. So this has a great many playoff implications. Alan, they're kicking from the opposing
45. That's what
45,
I said.
yeah.
From the Braves 45.
Alan, I didn't realize that you were that good at math.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. And an onside kick, Coach. You made the right call, but the Braves had their good hands team in there. And
here again, if Socastee can drive this ball, 57 yards and score.
Yep.
They are, 67 yards and score. 60. They deserve to win this football game.
Absolutely. David Covalli covers that for the Socastee Braves. He fell right on it and gets the possession at the 33.
But Socastee's last long drive, or St. James, was 5:54. Socastee's had a long drive of 6:27. So it isn't out of the question for Socastee to burn the clock right here.
Scott in motion, stops in the backfield. St. James says they have it on a fumble, And the official says they do. That's the first turnover of the ball game, and it's going to be recovered by number 6,
Logan Marsh. And Alan, let's see if they give us a recover on this, because I certainly want to see it.
I didn't see the ball come out.
I did not see it come out either, but they saw it on the field.
It was Caden O'Keefe.
Yep. And it does right there. No question, it comes out.
And a nice job.
Wow, you never would have thought that. And again, what did we say about turnovers, Alan? This game could come down to one. Now, keep in mind that St. James has got to score here, kick the extra point. They could go for 2, but it's hard to say.
Runs, fires, passes caught, got a foot down. It is about, we'll call it 2 yards short, but an 8-yard gain for St. James. And boy, they've got their offense clicking now, Coach.
Yeah, and you got to ask the question, are you going to kick this in and play for overtime?
Yeah.
But, it's hard for me to believe there's still 5 minutes on the clock.
Oh, yeah.
It just seems like an eternity.
Here's the second down play. It's going to be enough for a first down for the Sharks.
And, of course, the Sharks have the momentum right now. But the thing Socastee's got going for them, they're up on the scoreboard.
By 7, and it's at the 21-yard line. So approaching the red zone for the Sharks, down by a score.
And, Alan, I love to watch the teams and watch the way that they respond on the field between snaps. And Socastee doesn't quite have that bounce they've had on defense earlier. But at the same time, they've been playing a lot of snaps this half.
Down to 4:30 to play in the ball game. They give it off to Brown up the middle, and he's got a hole. He's at the 10, the 5.
Wow.
Touchdown from 21 yards out. Pending the PAT, we will be tied again.
I tell you what, that was all Isaiah Brown then. There's no question about it. He just decided he was getting in the end zone, and you can see right here, he ran through several tackles, and he was not to be denied. Now, do you go for 1? You go for 2 right here. Some people think...
There's 4.5 minutes left, though, Coach.
Some people think that you go for 2 if you're on the road. But I'm going to kick the daggum thing.
Yeah,
and they are going for 2.
They're going to go for 2 with 4.5 minutes left.
Well, you can put the other team in a bind. That's a good thing.
Schwalm rolls right, looking in the end zone, throws over the head of Connor Kelly, and they will still trail it by a point with 4:28 to go in the game.
Now, you're looking at 4:28 to go in the game, Alan, and he just missed that throw then. He obviously missed it. Now, let's look at it from Socastee's standpoint. I don't think you get an onside kick here. I think you got to kick them deep, and I think you've got to make them earn it going down the field. You got to have a defensive stop. Keep in mind that both of these kickers are capable of kicking a long field goal.
Well, after the turnover, the first of the ball game for either team, the Sharks cash in.
Yeah, and I quite honestly, I see both sides of that called in. I see the reason a lot of times when you're on the road, you got a loud crowd, which Socastee's had advantage of the crowd all night long, and you say, you know what, we're going to win it right here. Now, on the flip side, if you don't get it like they didn't, then you're in trouble. I tell you, the one thing that I would have to question there is I'd have a hard time not putting it in Isaiah Brown's hands.
Exactly. Or leave it in Connor Schwalm's hands, because he's broken tackle galore tonight.
But nonetheless, it was a call, and I thought they made a great strip down there of that fumble.
Yep.
And it's anybody's ball game right now.
It certainly is. And you've got Rodriguez ready. He's kicking from the other side now. He's going to kind of kick it onside to that side. Nice kick. He got that big hop that you want. But Socastee with the sure hands at the 45-yard line is going to have a 55-yard field to work with.
Yeah, and there again, you got to believe in your defense. You got to believe that they can get a stop. And Socastee has got to control the football right now. Now, keep in mind, they haven't had the opportunity to get anything rolling since that last drive. And the only thing that has stopped them this half has been the recovered fumble. Is that correct?
That's it. They've scored 2 touchdowns, and they've had one play where they fumbled. It looked like St. James may have been offside, but the pass was, and they
Yeah, the
now
official.
they throw it late.
Yeah, you know what? He couldn't find his flag. I saw him reaching for it, and he couldn't find it. And once the play was over, he pulled it out.
Yeah,
and honestly, Alan, I'm not sure who that was on. It looked like St. James.
It was St. James. It was across
broke
the line.
But then I saw somebody from Socastee move as well.
So it'll be 1st and 5 at the 50.
And here, you know, what do you do if you're Socastee? You just burn.
He marked the ball in the wrong direction. Come on, man, you're better than that. I mean,
well, nonetheless, what we have here now is an opportunity for Socastee to run 3 plays to get a first down, and they need to burn that clock. And I'm guessing that's what you're going to see.
1st and 5 from the 50. Man in motion. That's Goswick. And they're going to pass, but he's going to be flushed out of there. And looks like Rocco Wojcik is going to get positive yards. Not as many as he needed. But
and he's run out of bounds.
Actually, it is as many as he needed. He only needed 5.
Yeah, he got it.
He is going to be about a half a yard short.
And that was Royce O'Toole that ran him out of bounds. But there again, I'm trying to kill the clock right here, Alan.
Boy, they're running it. He runs out of bounds to stop the clock at 4:18, but they jumped again, but
he didn't get him. He didn't get him.
Right,
the Socastee coaches are fussing, but he didn't get him.
No contact made. If you get back before they snap the ball without contact, that's not offside. In motion again is Goswick. Again, it's a quarterback draw, and he gets it this time across the 45.
And you know, Alan, the one player that I haven't seen on this drive is Quadir Scott, and he's been a difference maker for him, but I haven't seen the ball in his hands in the last 2 drives. He is on the field right now.
Yep. You got Goswick, Brown, and Quadir Scott as the receivers. On the near side, you've got Hardwick on the far side. You got Caden O'Keefe in the backfield, only a 1-yard gain, but that's all he needed. On the Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down. Trips left, 1 right. Snap with 3:44 to go. They pitch out to Caden O'Keefe. That was dangerous. O'Keefe is going to get it inside the 40. Boy, that immediate toss to the left was a little bit, dangerous, I'll just say.
Yeah, and that was Isaiah Brown on the tackle then. He's been asked to do a lot of things tonight.
And St. James has called timeout. That's their first of the half, so they've got 2 more to go with 3:33 left in the ball game.
And it just seems like we played longer than this amount of time, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you know, I thought we were going to have to kill about 25 minutes. No, we're going to go overtime.
Forget it.
Forget it. We're going overtime tonight. So,
not an overtime.
But over our allotted time.
That can't happen right now because there's no way to score 1 point.
1 point.
But our allotted time, I agree with you, and that's why you never know. It's funny how the game can be so fast and then slow itself down.
Uh-huh. And everybody's getting hydrated now. So it's because we've seen a couple of cramps pop up tonight. I've cramped up a couple times here in the box myself, Coach.
Come on, Alan, you're killing me.
You talk about me dancing up here.
Yeah, I'd hate to see you break dancing, Alan.
Oh, I'd break a lot. That's for sure. If I danced, I'd break. 2nd down and 5. Trips right, 2 left, empty backfield. And
again, Socastee is just making sure that they know what they're getting on defense.
Quadir Scott, now they're going to hand it to him on the fly sweep, but he is going to be stopped dead cold in the backfield.
And smothered, and really they're looking now at 3rd and 6.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you.
Another St. James timeout.
Yeah. And Tommy knows how to manage a game, and managing the game is extremely important right now. One thing that you can do on offense is you can control the clock by throwing incomplete passes or getting out of bounds. Defensively, you have no way of controlling that, so you got to use those timeouts on your defense. You know, you run or help run with the folks at the Conway National Bank the Kickoff Classic, and you deal with the coaches directly.
you know Tommy Norwood very well now over the past couple of years dealing with him as head coach at St. James. You know, he was a coach at a high school in my area when I was in high school. He was at Ragsdale High School in Greensboro, just outside of Greensboro, when I was at Dudley High. So he's won a few state championships and has been in this position once or twice.
Yeah, and Tommy generated a lot of respect, too, with the coaches in the area. I can tell you that. He handles his kids well. He handles his coaches well. And he's been around the block. You're not going to surprise him with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's done it at a lot of different places, mostly in the old North State, but he came here to be with one of his friends a couple of years ago, and he ended up being head coach.
Well, here we go. This is a big down for the Braves, Alan.
Third down and 7 as Kadir Scott lost 3 yards on the play. Kadir's going to get it again, I believe. No, they fake to him, and he comes the other way, but he's going to have to run away from a lot of Sharks. And he's down at the 39, gain maybe a yard. It's going to be 4th and 6.
And that stop was made by Keandre Haynes, and it was an important stop, I will promise you. Now, what do you do right here? I say you got to punt this ball down and put them on a long field.
No doubt.
Because if you don't get it, they're on a short field, and they certainly have 3 minutes to get in the end zone. Now, the other thing that Socastee is going to do, my guess right here is that Socastee is going to take a timeout. They're going to let the clock go down as far as they can, and then they're going to kill it, make their decision, and drive on.
4th and 5, actually, at the 39-yard line. And, yeah, they're going to let the play clock run all the way down. There it is. Either take the penalty or call timeout. I think they called timeout. They did.
Yeah,
so,
and again, Alan, what you got is a quarterback being your punter.
Right, exactly. And I tell you what, we saw last week, Coach, when the punter saw some open field, even deep in his own territory for Georgia Southern against Coastal Carolina, that was the difference. And like Tim Beck said, that's as good as a turnover.
Oh, there's no doubt. That was a big play. Now, I don't think you're going to see it here. I'm not saying you won't see him running. I think that if you won't see it that way. It would be a planned run if he ran.
You think? See, I would think that the reason that punter ran it for Georgia Southern last week,
there was nobody rushing.
He saw the Coastal Carolina players running in the other direction.
Yeah. And I don't think that St. James here is in what Tommy Norwood just got through telling his defense is play defense. We will return the punt, but you make sure you play defense because we give them a first down, the game's over.
Pretty much. At first down, the game's over because they only have 1 timeout remaining. And Socastee, two first downs would definitely end it. But
and I think
they are going to line up to punt.
And Wochick is dangerous down there. Now, don't be denied. And if you look, they got a crazy formation. Let's see what they're going to
go for it. They got 4 wide receivers left.
He's punting that ball.
Yeah, he's going to punt it, and it's going to go into the end zone. Gosh, I hate this, Coach. Why do kickers not go for the coffin corner anymore?
Well, I don't know, Alan, other than the idea here was... And
we got a penalty flag.
We got a penalty flag. It could have been motion because there was a lot of movement on Socastee's part right there.
Yeah.
And yet... If you're St. James, you deny that penalty, you decline that penalty, you take the ball at the 20-yard line and take your chances to go down and score.
Yeah. I don't think they had enough men on the line of scrimmage with all the funky alignment they had going on there.
Yeah.
And Ben Hampton was trying to pull a fast one right there. But
well, and keep in mind, Alan, that both of these teams have strong leg kickers.
Yeah.
And so I don't know exactly what the range is of St. James' kicker, but I would imagine that he would give them a chance.
Now, if they called a false start, St. James would either have to decline the penalty and take the football at the 20 or make them back them up 5 yards and make them kick it again, right?
Exactly. And my thoughts are take the football right now and do what you can with it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if these officials, the way they're looking, as if they're going to add 5 yards. No, they're going to add 5 yards to the punt. That's insane.
Well, Alan, I'm sure.
Is that real? Can you do that?
Well,
add 5 yards to the punt?
I thought an illegal procedure killed the play.
That's what I said.
But I'm not sure right here. It would be interesting in courts. Hamp is trying to get an idea of what's being told right here.
He wants an explanation because that is – I have never in my life seen that where you add 5 yards after the play on a penalty that was pre-snap.
Yeah, and there again, Alan, I don't know. And I knew enough to holler at officials and argue with them, but I don't know enough to argue over the speaker here.
This is amazing. But it's only a 5-yard penalty. I mean, Socastee's either going to stop them or they're not from 75 yards away. And they got him at the 25. And you know what?
They also tackled him in bounds and that was important. That was number 26, David Kabbalah, and he did a great job of keeping him in bounds on that tackle. Now they got to snap the ball and go.
No gain on the play for Connor Schwalm. He brings, or make that, Connor Schwalm, and he brings Kelly in the ball game, and he's running for his life again. And let's see if they can grab him down. No, he's going to get close to the first down marker.
Yeah, I think he's going to be short about 3 or 4 yards, but nonetheless, it puts them in pretty good shape, and they're looking at third down. And keep in mind, they're going for it here. They have no choice otherwise.
They have no choice. This is weird because I think that's a poor spot. They've gotten some good spots in the past. I thought he got further than that, but they must have called him down for when he started.
We got a minute 53 on the clock, Alan. Minute 53 on the clock.
Shropshire to the near side, Kelly to the near side. He's got twins to the far side, and he hands it up the middle. There's Brown, and Brown is running like crazy in the last couple of plays. He is doing it again. He's just breaking tackle after tackle after tackle. They can't bring him down.
All right, Alan, here's what you got to think right here. I believe that what you do in this situation, you run the football in the safest manner you can run the football. You give it to that cat right there. And then you get as close as you can. If you run it in. Otherwise, kick it and win the game.
It's as though he refused to be tackled.
And he did the same thing on that touchdown he scored a little earlier.
Well, a timeout is called, and I believe this one is by the Braves to set their defense, and the ball's going to be 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
And you know what's a little tough here, Alan, is you're looking at 1st and 10 down here again. I'm going to try to run the football, keep it in between the hashes as much as I can, and try to score that way because you still have a very effective field goal kicker. But it's always easier to run it in than it is to kick it.
Johnny Singleton is the injured Socastee player coming off the field under his own power now. So each team with a timeout, a 1-point ball game. And the Braves have lost some games this year in heartbreaking fashion. Will this one be another? Two-touchdown lead going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and this has been a well-played game on both sides, Alan, by both teams. The one difference in this game has been the turnover.
I saw Rodriguez kicking at halftime, and he was making 50-yard field goals, so he is in range right here.
They got to get it between those pipes, though, like you mentioned.
And Brown is going to do it again. Brown running, touchdown. He is a monster.
That was 2 of the most dominant runs I've seen in high school football.
Me too. That touchdown run and those 2 runs right there are
absolutely dominant. He just refused.
He looked like Earl Campbell there.
Yeah, now what you want to do here, do you go for 2? Do you go for 1? I think you go for 2 down here because 1's not going to help you.
Not going to help you. You get that one back.
And
a field goal's not going to beat you.
Yeah, and don't forget that Socastee gets the football back.
Right.
And they've been very efficient on offense, so don't be surprised that they can't get it back down the field.
Goodness. I never thought we'd be past 10 o'clock on this game tonight, Coach.
Yeah, and this kick is really irrelevant. I mean, the bottom line is it's going to take a touchdown. Yeah. I mean,
Rodriguez is on the field, but I don't know how you don't go for two.
I think you go for two because you put yourself up 7.
7, yeah.
We got a no flag call, whatever that means. But one's not going to do you any good.
No, you still lose if they score a touchdown and get the extra point. But if you get the extra point, they've got to score and either go for two themselves.
Exactly.
But
well, they tie it up, go into overtime.
And the extra point
Push it through.
No, it's no good. The kick was wide left.
Wow.
So a touchdown wins it either way. So they've got 86 seconds to see if they can get it in the end zone, and a field goal is not going to do them any good.
Yeah, and, defensively now, here's what you got to tell those guys in the secondary. Do not try to intercept the daggum football because too many times a kid will go up and try to intercept, and as a result, the other guy will come up with it. What they got to do on defense now is to make sure that the ball is pulled down and that you don't try to go up and take it out of the sky. The other thing that you got to tell your defense and your people up there rushing is you make sure that you don't open the lanes up for the quarterback. Stay in your lane as you rush. Try to maintain your leverage on the quarterback. And especially with this kid, with Rocco, he can go.
Yes.
And now Socastee, keep in mind, has one timeout. They've thrown the ball effectively all year long, so don't expect that they can't throw it all the way down the field.
So 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter puts St. James back on top. They led twice in the first half, trailed at halftime by 14, and then trailed by 2 touchdowns going in the quarter and have scored 3 to take the lead, 40-35 now in front.
And this game has been a game of changed momentum, hasn't it, Alan?
Back and forth like a pendulum swings.
Yeah, and you got to give a lot of credit to both of these coaches. They've done an excellent job getting their teams back in the game when it seemed like they didn't have a whole lot left.
Rodriguez is going to go deep on this one, not a short kick. He's going to go deep and see if the Braves can return one. It's kind of a squid kick, and it's going to go out of bounds, so the Braves are going to get it at the 35.
Yes, sir, and we'll see what the Braves can do. They got close to a minute and a half left, and they certainly are capable of getting it down. When you look at their drives, there's been a 135, there's been a drive for 145, so they're certainly capable of getting it down the field in a hurry.
Tell you what, Coach, we've been doing these Friday Night Rivals games for 3 years in a row. I don't know that I've seen, and we've seen some great running backs. We saw 3 last week. Raleigh Jet, along with Carmelo Anthony and Hector. But I don't know that I've seen one more dominant runner than Isaiah Brown tonight.
Yeah, and the thing that's odd is he made some dominant runs, but not consistently.
Right. He did on those last 3.
I felt like there were some times there where he could have gotten a little bit more, but when he needed it, he got it, didn't he?
And a pass is caught. Josh Brown. About a 9-yard pickup. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
And again, Alan, it's worth mentioning here, we've got a 5-point lead, so 3's not going to do you any good.
Actually, 8-yard pickup, so 2nd and 2. And the Braves they've got plenty of time. 80 seconds left.
And what they're doing, Alan, they're looking at their deep secondary coverage. That's what the guy in the box is looking at right now and seeing what they're doing.
And he's got Josh Brown again, same play.
And they basically ran a cover 2 then. He passed the corner, and he threw it in that hole between the corner and the safety.
And Brown yanked down a touchdown earlier.
I tell you, that was an impressive throw then by Wojcik.
Yeah, Rocco's got a great arm. It's 1st and 10. Myrtle Beach Hyundai first down at the 41. Braves down by 5. Here's the snap. Here comes the rush. And it's Isaiah Brown coming after him. Isaiah was coming on a beeline to the quarterback.
Yeah, and Wojcik did exactly what he needed to do then. He got out of the box. He got the ball out of his hand, and you live for another down.
So Rocco gets to play from the sideline himself. He has Caden O'Keefe in the backfield with him. Kadir Scott along with Josh Brown on the near side, the receivers. He'll send Hardwick to the far side right. Brave fans were incensed about something that wasn't called on the play. But no flag, no foul. Second down, 10. 41. He's got Goswick in motion. The ball is thrown. It's caught.
I tell you what, he threw that into a crowd, didn't he?
I thought it was intended for Kadir Scott, but Josh Brown dove and made the catch. Now they're saying they didn't.
Yeah, I think it hit the ground, Alan. You can see right here, it looked like he made that catch, but honestly, I believe it may have been tipped on its way to him. Nonetheless, he was covered like a glove then.
Boy, he did. He threw it into a beehive.
We're looking at 3rd and 10. You got 2 downs to get 10.
Still 1:06 to go.
Plenty of time.
Twins left and right. Here comes the, and it's almost picked off. That's the second time tonight that Nihai Sean Hill has had the ball in his hand and he's dropped it.
That's why he's playing defensive back.
On defense.
Now, let me tell you, this play has more impact on the game than any other up to this point.
I would say so.
Because with an incomplete pass, anything less than a first down, the game's over.
Each team only has 1 timeout. Braves moved it to the 41 without too much trouble, but now it's 4th down and 10.
And 1 minute on the clock.
And St. James is going to call their final timeout.
Yes, and that's not a bad timeout either, Alan, simply because you want to see what the offensive set is. You know what their play call, or you know what is likely their play call in a long yardage situation. You know their third, and you think of 3rd and long situations, and you know their formation, and so you see that defensively. You call a timeout, and you try to stack the coverage wherever you can.
So Socastee, are you leaving, Deshaun?
Hey, make sure you find Paul after the game now. Say, hey, he wants to go be with the kids.
All right, 101.9 left. 101.9, if you will. And tonight's closed captioning exclusively by Bath Fitters. And of course, Horry County Solid Waste Authority is protecting tomorrow's environment today. I want to thank Conway Medical Center and Mr. Sparky, America's on-time electrician. And here's the play of the game. 4th and 10. Braves need a first down to keep their drive alive. Rolling out to the right. Here comes the pressure from the backside. He's going to throw it over everybody's head. It's going to be run out of bounds, intercepted. I don't know if he got a foot down, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
St. James is going to get the football, and they lead it by 5 with 53 seconds remaining. The Braves have but 1 timeout to stop the clock.
Yeah, and Socastee has played admirably. I tell you, this is a game, Alan, that you hate to see anybody lose.
Yeah.
Simply because
really
it's so well played. And I thought both coaches did a great job throughout the game.
I think my radio announcers for Socastee, Chris Bergen and Steve Duggan, will tell you, as will Ben Hampton, they have lost games in every way imaginable this year.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have those years, and it's frustrating, but you can't quite convince your kids to make one more play.
Now, last week against Sumter, they were overwhelmed, but they had Myrtle Beach beat. They had, South Aiken, I believe, or Silver Bluff earlier was outmanned them.
And one of the things, Alan, that you got to do right here with your kids is make sure you tell them, look, guys, play hard, try to get to the ball, don't do anything stupid.
No, nothing
because
stupid.
It's real easy to take your frustrations out on somebody here, and in essence, it's going to probably cost you the next game. So you got to be careful.
51 seconds for all intents and purposes left. The Braves use their final timeout, and St. James will only need to snap it once, maybe twice, and that will do it on 2nd down and 15. And the Braves fans are going to go out of here disappointed, but no, they had a 2-touchdown lead and let it slip away. They had, this game, they had it firmly in command.
Well, you got to give a lot of credit, and you ask yourself, well, what was the turning point? Well, there have been so many daggum turning points in this game, it's kind of hard to pick one out. And you ask me, what's the best drive of the game? And there again, my answer is there have been so many important ones, it's hard to pick one.
How about that last one when our boy Isaiah?
I don't think there's any question.
Isaiah Brown just ran roughshod.
And
over
in my
people.
mind, there's no question as to who the player of the game is.
Yeah, I would have said maybe Connor Swam earlier than that, but no.
After my man looked like a man among boys.
That's exactly what he was.
I tell you what.
So, all right. Thanks, Paul. Paul Gable, our statistician, and, of course, our spotter, Deshaun Mayhews.
They both have checked out, Alan.
Yeah,
they're leaving us in the box to contend with the wild animals.
They're leaving us. And this is the last snap of the ball game, and that'll do it.